All right. Welcome. I you know what? I have to start posting all of the videos on YouTube. Um I was thinking about posting it just like another playlist within the what I got going on, but we can definitely do some damage there. Do you know how I can send you the files? How I can send you the recordings? Or should I just upload them to YouTube and give you a link?
So I think we can definitely figure it out. I think what we are going to do is we're going to upload to OneDrive all of them, all of these meetings, and
Mm-hmm.
then have like models go and cut shorts and do it for us, and we just have to train an agent, like, hey, let them go do a work, show us a bad example, tell them what they did wrong, they'll get the next one right or better. Dog footing.
I love it, man. I created my let me show you here. I created my
Because yeah, I mean, the ideal scenario is if we found like one of my buddies, Justin Duke, right, Immortal Duke, who these guys are like, and I've tried to work with these guys. Some of these guys like get a little skeptic when like they try to work with them in AI, the video people. Some understand, and they're like, oh, but it takes the essence of like the editing or the feeling. Well, you still feel that, but imagine if like, okay, I abstracted it to him, and I was like, well, imagine if like, okay, give me everything that you don't like about video editing. Oh, like, give me everything that you like, because we obviously want to talk. We like to talk about the stuff we like. Give me everything you like. He went, I got him hyped up. This, I like the this, like the camera play, like all of it. Okay, cool, awesome, amazing. See, most of the stuff AI cannot replace you because it requires a human to get on a car to like. So a lot of the stuff also you don't have to replace it, right? Like
right,
you're in the good space. Now
right.
look at all the stuff that you mentioned that you don't like to do. Boom! Immediately show a few examples of agents that already exist, and they're like, oh wow, like yeah, that's a different approach. See, like so, it's not that we use these tools to replace you, right? But like you're using these tools to like do things that perhaps before you didn't like to do but had to get done, and now they get done. So now you can move on to things that like that you like.
That's what
Video editing, yeah.
I saw a friend of mine at Starbucks today, and he was taking a long time going through his CRM and then going to another place in his Google to where he has contacts and then trying to refer one person to the other. And I was like, do you know with the Claude extension, you can just have it do that while you go do something else? And he was like, what? I don't understand a word you're saying. And I was like, let me show you. And then I activated it for him, right? Just got him like the smallest Claude account. He put it on. He started searching, taking screenshots, and he's looking at me like, it's taking, it's moving. Look, it's clicking. Look, it's clicking. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's doing it for you. Now the question is, what do you do with your time? What do you do with the extra, right? So it happens when entrepreneurs we need to transition from doing our expertise to then having employees do our expertise. So for example, as an owner of a gym, I need to become the owner of a gym and stop being the coach, and I need to hire coaches. When we do that transition, then we sit around, we're like, I don't know what to do now. Because now you got to learn a new skill, which is the skill of the the growing of the company, the marketing of the company, the different things. And you need to learn about ads. You need to learn about this. So I actually wanted to show you kind
Yeah,
of like the employees that I'm putting together in my
totally.
org chart.
And piggybacking on that, Blaze, what do you think of this way of thinking, right? If that person does become from like becoming a gym trainer to an owner, and now how about we encourage that new quote unquote gym owner to think, well, you're not a gym owner, so still think as a gym whatever employee or whatever, like if you went to work at a gym,
Yeah,
how would you want your owner to act,
right. What would you want it to do?
or what would you want the owner to do, right? Like
Yeah,
and then
workflows,
go go
right?
go do that and implement that and see if you can get that done with AI, right? And I think that's like I think that can be the unlock for these people who are like, oh well, now what do I do, right? Like if I'm just if all the AI is just getting me all these clients, I just got to show up to these meetings. Well, now you can curate more what type of clients you see, right? Like before you couldn't be picky because perhaps you had to work with that client who I
Yep.
didn't want to work with that client, but I have to because pays the bills. But now now I want to work with this person, right? It becomes a thing like you said. I audit who I want to work with, who I bring to work with me.
Who you vibe with?
Yes,
You know.
bring to work with me.
Who you vibe
Yes.
with?
Oh, we got Roger in the house.
We got Roger in the house. Hold on.
It's all thrown up. Nice.
Let's go. All right, that's all you get. That's all you get.
You have this legitimately set up. Boy, good stuff.
Yeah, and it's Riverside. What it does is it's recording on your computer and it's uploading at a higher quality. So it's higher quality than like a Zoom call or anything else. So if you want us to,
the fact that I see it being pixelated right now as we're recording, when we get the final output, is really good.
It's better, way better.
It's huge.
What's
up, Alex? How are you, man?
The thing is that Alex has his own Riverside and he's recording as well, so he can get Riverside to crop and make videos for him. And then Raj, you can get videos from here, but if it's my account, it's going to bias me. If it's Alex's account, it's going to bias him. And if it's your account, you bias you. You can take what I suggest, Raj, if you can do right now, if you can put your cell phone to record you or something to record you while you're talking, and then eventually clips from that, you can have them, you can pull them and then put them in your socials and all of that stuff, because what Alex has been kind of proving is that taking the content is very important. Some of us, we just don't go live and we don't put the content. So right now, I just got approved for TikTok going live, and I've gone TikTok live before, but I don't know if I should today. But anyways, just saying, we need more content. Anyways,
question, because as we're
live on Pump Run, by the way, not the audio, but we're live at least the video.
Let's go.
Nice. Where'd you say? You broke up on my side.
Pump Run, my live stream.
Nice.
Fun.
Pump that fun, yeah.
Nice. I see that there's a specific rectangle, right? Is this automatically already kind of recording it for it to be in the portrait mode for, the social media aspect?
Yes.
So we got to try to make sure to stay in this lane right here. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it's recording a little bit wider than what you can see, but yes. Essentially, the answer is yes. Welcome, Dr. Raj. This is Alex. I don't know if you guys have met in person before, but that's him. That's the real him. It's not a bot. That is actually Alex. Alex, we met in the Web3 world with NFTs, and he actually helped me set up my Blaze-Camp NFTs in the Ethereum blockchain once before. And obviously, Web3, it was kind of weird at some point. And then right when it was at its weakest point, AI came out and it just stepped on it. And then now it's Web3 is there. It's chilling in the small, very small group of people. But it's a whole nother technology. It's not even the same thing. Now all the focus is on the AI world. But something about the digital assets and things like that might pop up later on. We talked about that last time, which was we believe, Raj, that there's going to be a marketplace where you can purchase your agent to do the certain thing that you want it to do. And it'll just be like purchasing apps. That's how employees would be. I think that that's where kind of we're going, where Alex can put together a company and you can just rent the company and it works for you. Or you can just buy the company and then you have a copy of it, like licensing it. Somewhere along those lines, that's where I believe this is all going. Like I was saying to you, Alex, I was showing you my paperclip. I put a researcher bot to work on researching the industry. And then I put another bot just for the ads. And then in that bot, that is the researcher, everything that I send it in my OpenClaw is being sent to that bot so it can start to save information of the things that I want it to know about. And then I also send in my OpenClaw, hey, for the ad person, make sure you save these things. So if I see a post that's interesting about ads and it's teaching something about ad structure, I grab that post, I send it to my OpenClaw, and I tell it, hey, make sure Jackie, my agent for ads, learns this stuff and save it in there because we're going to use this in the future. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing with my bots? Because I'm not training it essentially, but I'm giving it memory.
Well, yeah. So there's several ways you can go about it, right? I think one is just do the work that you're doing and role play the scenario where this agent or assistant is an employee. If you're really immersing yourself in that experience, do it. The key here is to not half-ass it. The key here is to not say, "Oh, I'm hiring this employee and assistant," but not immerse yourself in the actual experience and not actually use it.
Yeah, like if you hired someone and you didn't train them, like that's still
exactly. Or like, yeah, if you having the basic principles, right, of ownership, accountability, right? What is your ownership? What's your what the human's accountable for? A lot of that stuff is also changing drastically every day. I have like a big agent infrastructure, and they're all now getting emails themselves. Like that's pretty crazy.
Let's
Like
talk about that.
right, like that's just
hold
yeah,
on, hold on, because I know you set up Rod's emails yesterday and all of that stuff. So how do I have to set it up for my agent, right? For each one of my agents, I should set them up with an email and like their information.
No, they can get their emails themselves. Agents.email. That's all you have to give them, and your agent will figure it out. If your agent knows your email, the agent will send you a two-step code once it has claimed its email. What I have learned from this is I wouldn't just tell your agent, here's this, figure it out. I would move with intention, and this is goes back to the loop of accountability and ownership. If you just send to the agent, hey, send this email, figure it out, and it creates an email Sally Becky 42069, and it sends an email to your client, and you need an audit that you instructed the agent just to get an email. You didn't instruct it to like, hey, get an email that's branded, professional, blah blah blah. Or so yes.
So we go back to the prompt that we're asking for. Like it's always the architect asking the right questions and asking for the right task, the prompt, the how, why are we doing it? What are we doing? Like if we give it more context, then the agent behaves in a better way. So what I've been doing is I've been going to Claude and ChatGPT and kind of finding, hey, I'm creating this agent on Paperclip. I need the best description of what I need from this agent so that when I prompt it, I want to prompt it the right way, and it's going to pull from its memory, but it's also going to pull from the prompt that I'm giving it. So ideally, test it first, and then I send it to myself first, and then I tell it, no, not like this. I need to change this, and then it sends it back to me. And I think that's the right way or better way.
Let me simplify it for you. Let's break this down. You said right now you're going to Claude. Walk us through that. What does that exactly mean?
That's my brain dump.
No. Yeah. Now I am asking you to dissect that. There's several ways to get to Claude. How are you doing that? Like you say, you're going and telling the agent, walk me through that process. Like, how are you what's the actual process? Like, yeah, what
so I go to Claude and I start a chat, and then I start a new chat.
Start a chat, like you're talking about the computer app, the desktop app?
No, on my browser.
That's what I mean.
Claude browser.
Claude.ai, like
Yeah.
That is the first place. Let's pause there. That is the first place that I would maybe adjust. The way I would go about this is understanding the basically underlying of the program and the code base, which is a directory, a folder of files, right? That file, that directory, think about it, look at it as like a workspace, as in like in a
Your SOPs, maybe?
like, I'm cooking music. like in a traditional company, like if you were to a corporate America, that section, that's where the engineers are. Oh, that's where sales is. That's where marketing is. You that project, right? If you're talking about Paperclip or OpenClaw, those are projects, right? Engineers work on it, marketing work on it, but it's still a project. So those are different departments. The project is centralized in that root directory, that folder, that group of folder, right? Like the where the directories are, where the files are. And any task you're doing, you should be ensured that the Claude Code session where you're in or Claude session that you're in should be connected to that folder. Not like, yes, this is let's go there. Like, how do you make sure that like that session where you're entering that chat, where even if it's, you can do it on the browser, it's fine. But how do you make sure when you're entering that chat, you're sure that that session has access to that folder?
So what I've been doing is when I finish my session on that chat, I tell it, okay, give me a rundown, because I'm gonna tell my OpenClaw on my WhatsApp to go and save this information the right way with the right structure for the right person. That's what I've been doing.
Understood.
So I've been filtering how this kind of moves together, because I want to know as a filter, what is it that's going on and where do things need to go, you know?
Yeah, so forget WhatsApp for a second. Let's go to OpenClaw. You just prompted your agent my OpenClaw, right?
Yeah.
OpenClaw runs on a directory, on a folder.
Yes.
In your computer.
Yes.
When you're prompting that agent or whatever, you're on my OpenClaw, you're assuming, or like helping the agent to hallucinate what your OpenClaw looks like, versus prompting the agent inside of that folder, where like it's like if the agent was inside that office and it can see all the files and everything, and doesn't have to ask you any questions, and you eliminate the back and forth.
Right. So what I've been doing is when I talk to my Sparks agent, which is the one that I set up with OpenClaw, and I set up that agent and I set up Sparks in my computer and all of that stuff, I tell Sparks, hey, you have Jackie and then you have Junior. Junior is my researcher and Jackie is my ad creative. So I tell Sparks, hey, send this to Jackie. Make sure she understands this information. And Jackie, from what I understand, has her own folder also, right? Now, Sparks, my agent, reads everyone's folders.
Now, hold on. Now, Sparky's and Jackie's, where are these folders? This is where you need
They're
to...
in my computer.
We obviously, but where they're in your computer, but where are these folders? This is the part where like this is where I'm trying to land. Where are Jackie's? Are they in Paperclip or are they in OpenClaw?
Do you want me to ask it?
No. No. You need to understand where they are. I don't need to understand. You need to fundamentally understand.
I think so. I've been telling. Go.
Raj,
jump
why
in.
is that important? Like, what? I don't understand any of that.
It is because it's understanding workspaces. Blaze just did understand because he understood that Jackie and Agent A and Agent B and Sparks have each their own folders. You understood that. Amazing. We understood that. We aligned there. Now those folders are somewhere else, and they can either be on Paperclip or on OpenClaw, and that is why it matters. Because if you're not instructing your Claude session or wherever, you're telling your OpenClaw but your agents are in Paperclip, you're completely you're that IT guy who's like that meme that who's like trying to figure out in the closet, like that's who you really are, like, versus.
No, I totally understand like the importance of it, and I was with Lalo on like the folder structure. But can you share what is Paperclip? Why is Paperclip important? Because I also see you guys talking about it in the chat, like org chart organization is really changing. Kind of like you have to be thinking from a corporate perspective down, and like what these people are doing.
So
So
look,
can you
just
share
right
with
here.
that, please?
Here.
Yes. So we are the board right here. An example of us, we are the board of directors, and we now have to create companies like this and this. Blazecamp, the app, would be a company, right? Itself. If we land into another project, right, with Rico, with, you know, like you, that's why I remember, and you can change this, doctor, like with your
How do I see this bigger?
paperclip,
Okay.
with the ones you did. I
Mhm.
was just trying to set up what basically Blaze set up in his demo for you, so that way you could go and, you know, fix it and change stuff later on. And so
Gotcha.
that we could all see in the chat that, like, hey, you can just do it through the chat. You don't have to, you know.
No, I
Did
mean,
you?
in the last like, I haven't had a chance to really take a look at what you worked on yesterday, honestly. But honestly, in the last like 48 hours, I have identified understanding the security risks is really early on. Like it's I was trying to explain it to somebody yesterday. It's like bringing in an employee, giving them every single secret you have in your company, everything you know, and just letting them out in the street. And like, if somebody asks them, they just share it. Like,
Or leaving the door open for that employee. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, so anybody can walk in and go, what's in here? You know what I'm saying?
And she
That's
just
what's
tells
really happening.
She just says
Yeah,
it.
and it's just like, oh, let me show you. I got all these things. You want the social too? Like, I got this. But
Leave
look,
a little
Raj,
bit of that, yeah.
what Alex is trying to do is that, so right here in Paperclip, this is an organizational place where you can paperclip your different files. Mainly, let's say one stack of files is one company, another stack of files can be another company, another stack of files can be another company. But let's just say Blazecamp is one company. There's files for a CEO. Then Sparks is my executive assistant. Then Jackie is my ad architect. And Junior is my researcher. But each one of these, so Junior and Jackie have their own folders in my computer.
Yeah, and I would even challenge Blaze. A real CEO probably needs an executive assistant. An AI CEO probably doesn't. That is just my
Right.
POV.
Right.
That is just how I think, right? Like, but again, what I'm trying to help you here is don't overcomplicate your org, because then you're gonna overcomplicate the. If you have the funnels already, like you do, or like Doctor does, this is for the people who doesn't, right? Like, for you guys who do have the funnel, to just start plugging those funnels in, and you have to scale your org because you're actually in a position where, like, hey, I am bottlenecked to scale in the real world, where this is helping me lift those bottlenecks. If you are in that, if that is you, if that is you, that user, this is for you. If this is not for, if that is not your case, where you're not having issues bottlenecking in the real world, then this is probably not for you. This is probably for you to explore creating a CEO and letting it go rampant. Hey, create a company and make me rich, make no mistakes, and like do something fun like that.
Yeah.
That is for somebody like that. So, you know, like, just to clarify, yeah, where you're saying that you can spin up multiple companies or multiple experiments, however you approach it. Yeah.
But then I can tell in my WhatsApp chat, like when I connected my Sparks in my WhatsApp, that's my bot. So that'll be like your Emily, for example. And that can be your executive assistant or whatever you want it to be. So she has a folder, or Sparks has a folder in my computer where it's running, and that's the OpenClaw folder, right? But there's the OpenClaw information, and then there's the Paperclip information. Now, Alex, what is the difference between the two? Because when I talk to Sparks, is it saving the information on both folders?
This is the part where I'm challenging for you. Really, like, understanding your actual architecture is coming from that. Okay, we know we have two components here. One is OpenClaw, one is little do we know, you could have the two components right now, but Blazecamp is not actually even communicating to the OpenClaw gateway. It is actually just mimicking or copying it, and it's just using your Cloud Code subscription. Like, you would find that out in, I think, your agent settings or whatever, or where is it?
Yeah, it's Claude. It's Claude's connected to it. .
No, yeah, but when your agents run, does it show OpenClaw or does it show just paperclip stuff?
That's a good question. So look, I asked it. So OpenClaw.
Go to one of your agents' runs right here. Go to an agent and go see the runs. Yeah, up right there, the last run. No, the runs. I can't because you're. Can you edit the thing on this? You have it 4 squares right now instead of highlighting your screen. I think
You can right click it. You can right click it and zoom in if you can't see
the
it.
template. No, right now. Oh, I can right click it and zoom in and go back.
Yeah.
It went away now.
Let me
now it did
do it again. Got it.
But if you
There we go.
That's even better.
Wait, you said right click it and zoom in?
Yeah, so this is paperclip. See that? This is on paperclip.
There we go. So now you're figuring out, you're unlocking what I just told you. Let me, OpenClaw gateway. There you go. The adapter, it is coming from OpenClaw. See it on the top?
OpenClaw, where? Yeah, right here.
That.
Yes.
So this is on my computer as the main one, but then Jackie should be on another one. Jackie should be on, oh no, it's still on the OpenClaw. So the gateway OpenClaw, that's the main folder where they're coming from.
So, agent is coming from the agent folder. Let me go to let me show you what I actually mean. Show me where your OpenClaw folder and your paperclip folders are in your computer. Like in the actual Finder window.
All right, so let me just share different view. I'm going to share screen.
Alex, what's the difference of paperclip and like a Notion, or paperclip and like an Airtable? Like,
it's
completely different.
It's yes, one is open source, one is a company's closed source. That's like the first main difference there.
Got it. So paperclip is fully open source.
Open source, yeah.
So what do I look for here?
Yeah, if you got to experience with me, I'm big into the open source community. What is open source? Open source means where doesn't mean that you cannot run a business being open source, but it means that your code is fully 100% open. People can audit it and contribute. And like if I submit a fix, you would merge that fix, or you basically just open source it. Anybody can contribute pretty much.
Here you go. You read this?
But you can still be a company. Note that you can still be an operating business, a company, and generate revenue and money and still be open source. Just note that, yes. What am I reading?
OpenClaw. Technically,
this
right?
is so I asked it.
Exactly.
So you see it? So OpenClaw Workspace, that is the main brain. Everything I have goes here.
Boom.
Everything he saves.
There you go. So,
memory, tools, credentials, webhooks, metas, tokens, all of that stuff is in there. Now the agent coding is in the Workspace /agents. So in my computer, OpenClaw Workspace agents will find Jackie, will find the researcher junior,
yep.
And then a specific researcher. Now there's another one that I had to delete, but it's there.
So now let's pause there, please. What did Alex say that like when you're going into, okay, let's talk about Jackie or Sparks. When you're about to configure Jackie or Sparks or you need to update, you said you go to a Claude session, right? And like,
well, no, I tell it something like this. I tell it something. I'll give you a live example. I'll be like, tell Jackie to always send every message with clarity and professionalism. Like, that's what I would do. And I usually tell Sparks to tell Jackie, and then Sparks figures it out.
Understood. So let me explain. So you're using one of your agents as like the configurator for
yes.
And it's going to go figure it out because that's what it's supposed to do, and it will figure it out.
Yes.
It will only update files versus like you saying, hey, Jackie, come here, lay your neck on the table,
yes.
and opening her neck.
Yes.
That is what I am saying. Like there's 2 ways of configuring the agent. Yes, like an employee, right? And the other way, which is, yeah, you can tell your one employee to tell your other employee something and delegate the message that way, or you can take out the other employee to dinner and be like, hey, I want to give you a message and deliver the message yourself.
Yes, but there's no wrong way, correct?
I am giving you the correct, there's no wrong way, but I'm giving you the real world scenarios of what you're doing. It's like if you were to tell, hey, Jax, tell Jackie to do that, and that was your pure relationship with Jackie, Jackie might not like, oh, the leadership never talks to me, they never acknowledge me, versus you telling Jackie, let me take you out to dinner, and giving that message to you. That is the difference between what you're doing versus opening up that Cloud Code session in Jackie's folder, or in Jack's folder, or in OpenClaw folder. I'm giving you the human live comparison of what you're doing to the technical. Like it's.
So how would I talk to Jackie directly?
Let's go into that. I can share my screen. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah. We want to see. We're going to get confused. So as you do this, Raj, did you already, before you do that, Alex, actually, Raj, did you already open your paperclip? Okay. Alex, can you help him?
Yes.
Let's do that.
You open a terminal session because actually you are going to get into Jackie's or Jack's folder. It's actually, you do that to CD. You just
you want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
So,
but as I do it,
quick question. So Paperclip is just like another OpenClaw. So you're downloading it through terminals, not through. Let me
answer the question for Raj. What he meant earlier. The real answer to your question.
This is Paperclip right here.
Huh?
This is Paperclip.
Yes.
Tasks and projects that get assigned through the Paperclip coordinator. Those live on the Paperclip server.
Yeah, but let me give Raj the human answer, not the technical answer. Raj, the human answer is basically Paperclip is a open source tool that somebody created that really mimics what Linear does and solves the problem why we have Linear today, which Linear, if you like the name, right, it keeps everything linear, right, in one line, streamlined. That's Linear's real forte and expertise, is whether you're on Slack, Gmail, GitHub, Google Meet, anywhere, Linear will line it up and we'll make sure that it doesn't get disaligned or there's no disalignment, right? That's what this does, Paperclip, but it's a more agentic form where now you just like let the agents like do stuff, and like it pretty much it's an orchestrator. Like it's an orchestrator as a company. What Blaze and I discussed last time, the SOPs, these workflows, these stuff, it's a lot easier because now you just create a ticket for your CEO and your CEO delegates across the board.
Which you can do in the OpenClaw browser, but it's super complicated compared to the Paperclip. Right?
Yes. In the OpenClaw browser, you can. You just have to open that folder and connect that folder. Whatever folder you're working on, you just have to connect that folder. That's pretty much the caveat there. It's just you're doing the same thing. You're hitting a Claude session, whether you do it on the browser or here. But the difference is that like you're attaching that folder pretty much. It's like attaching context.
So let me ask you this: Would it be okay to say OpenClaw is my direct communication to the agent, however I want it to, and then Paperclip is like the office where we can post, like this is the task force, this is what everybody's going to do, and we all communicate through that phone, that OpenClaw?
Exactly what I said in my site, where I said Paperclip is the business, OpenClaw is the employee.
Yes.
Is that like that's
but
like
the employee's brain is Claude.
Whatever you want to.
But like, forget we're talking about Paperclip and OpenClaw.
Yeah.
This is we want to address Raj, not overcomplicated, simplicity. What is Paperclip? What is OpenClaw, Raj? Paperclip is the company. OpenClaw is the employees. Let's take it. Forget the tech side. Let's take it the real world. In a real world, if you have a company, you can either be solopreneurs or you have a company, you have a team, and then you have employees, right? Like that is essentially the company. Like what we do every day is Paperclip, OpenClaw are the workers, the ones that do that work every day, that we delegate to do that work.
That makes so much sense. So like, I think one of the next questions that I have is like, I don't know about you guys, but this was the first program that I've ever downloaded through Terminal, OpenClaw here, and I feel like there's a whole different world of programs and like how to use a computer and like this whole tech stuff that is just I just opened up my mind in the last 48 hours. So, and now you're telling me another program, Paperclip, that works through Terminal. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, why are we downloading things through Terminal versus something else? And like, what do we need to be aware of and scared of? And...
You're not downloading Terminal, by the way.
No, you're putting, but yeah, Terminal comes with the computer. It's like how you go inside of the code of what they gave you, but you're telling it to go download itself from there versus like App Store or Google Store or just like how, I feel like we've all downloaded stuff, the majority of us.
So, by the way, all these apps that you can download through App Store, I can download them with the script or terminal.
Right. They all do the same. Yeah.
Yes. Whether the creator or not has a script for me to download through terminal, I can get it done. So that is just understanding the terminal. Yes, that's like really understanding the
language.
Yes, the actual that is
the App Store just made it easy.
Preference, like, do I want to go click 5-10 buttons, or do I just want to type a quick syntax? Or now better, just tell your agent, go download this, figure it out. So I think going back, Drudge, ownership and accountability is very important here. That you do not instruct your agents to go just copy paste something you see on the internet. Just go do this. That for example, anything I tell my agent to just go do, I sandboxed it. I've already deployed it on a VM, on a virtual machine, installed it there, and have my own agents in that virtual machine. I have a dedicated machine just to fuck around and find out. That I call it the FAFO machine. And it's just where I explore stuff, and I don't have to be concerned if something happens. Like, I don't have to be sensitive there just to see what would happen if
he clicks every link is clicked through that computer.
Yeah, I have like a dummy. I have a dummy email. Like, it's like called like I don't know, like.
Have you ever played in a sandbox? Have you, Raj? Do you know what a sandbox is?
I know the concept, but no, I've never really like pushed myself to expand into that because I've never.
Well, it's not that complicated. I mean, like, you don't have to overcomplicate. It's like, it's think about like if today you can go buy a computer like you did to set up your OpenClaw, right? But you have to be, like you said, really careful, due diligent. You can also do that. Pretend like you did that. Pretend like you went to the Apple Store, buy a new machine, go to Zoe.computer or Nebula.gg, and it's a login. You just log in with your Gmail, but in your browser, it's a computer, but in somewhere in a physical place, like in Nebraska or Indiana or like India or wherever, it's an actual physical computer, right? Like, it's a physical computer running with compute speed, and you can do that. And it's just a computer where you wouldn't install all your personal information. Like, this is like where I just like mess around and find out like that. Like, if I'm not sure about this, let me go install it there. And that's it. You don't overcomplicate. It's just like a canvas to play around. Like, this is just to practice. Like, my practice cleats versus my real cleats. Like.
Yeah, the sandbox scenario is just you can it's boxed in so that you can play in the sand and do whatever you want and nothing's gonna break and you're gonna be okay. That's the sandbox example. So, for example,
can we really break our computer? Can we really like?
Yeah.
Completely.
Oh, fry it.
Yeah. If you haven't tried and you haven't done it, then yeah, you haven't gotten a good dopamine rush. You know how many? I can say this now, but you know how many actual people's computer I broke?
So Alex was part of Lyft. I don't know if that's like.
Well, no, I fix computers at Apple. But yeah.
But can you explain what you were doing at like how you started at Lyft and what happened after, so Raj knows kind of like your background?
So, I started Apple. Well, I started before Apple, before high school at Apple. Right after high school, fixing people's phones. Like, I would basically, hey, I'll fix your phone for free. Like, you know, if you broke your phone, like, what do you have to lose? Your phone's broken, like, right? Like, I'll fix it. Like, what do you have to lose, right? You can't see shit. Like, you the Apple, yeah, it's a no-brainer. And I would do that, and sometimes I would succeed, sometimes I would break it even further, and I would come to the Apple store and like they would just know me like, yo, this fucking kid, man, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, stop, like, just bring them here, like, just charge your people for like your whatever, like your time coming here, and I'm like, no, fuck you guys. And it was like, and then they're like, all right, just fucking apply, man, like, god damn it, like, just apply, like, but and like that, I started there, then spent there 8 years all the way to New York. I then like left there in 2018, transitioned to Lyft, right, the corporate world. And I was just an IT engineer there, just fucking like, you know, just giving people access to whatever technology they needed. Or resetting passwords, whatever.
But you started when it was early.
Oh yeah, pre-IPO, and then
60 employees or
5
something?
months later, yeah, it was under 100 employees, and then in a matter of like few months, it was like they've almost reached like 1,000, the peak, and then they laid off like half. It's part of it. It's part of like getting, you know, going through that cycle. But I was part of that cycle. It was fun. That was, I think, like the chip in my shoulders, like, fuck, I want to at least go try to do this one day. Like, this is cool. Like, it's pretty cool. Blockchain has allowed us to like not have to wait until that, right? You can just launch your own tokenized asset, and your community can grind out with you day one. You don't have to wait until you get to Wall Street. And if you do get to Wall Street, you just convert those people, right? Those token holders. You just make sure you take care of them, and that's kind of like my mindset. But that's where I've started exploring with blockchain, now AI.
That's what he's doing with Verified.
Yeah, pretty much.
So with Verified, he's created a company, and I think you've tokenized the company, right? So the company is also like, you can be owner of Verified. You just got to buy tokens of it, you know. And he probably has 1 billion tokens, and you just got to buy from it. How many tokens you got? What's your allocation?
There's 1 billion. Yeah, it's a pump fund live stream. So it's a pump fund live stream, and I live stream 24/7. So think about it this way. It's like the way I saw it, I was like, oh, this makes sense because it's a live stream. The live stream to me I thought about retail, right? I come from retail. It's like a store, right? Like if you go to a store and it's closed, like it's 7 p.m. and you pass by the store, it's like, oh, the store is just closed, but there's still stuff there. You know, I see like the next morning when I pass by, it's going to be open, right? That's like my concept with the live stream. And if I just live stream everything we're building, tokenizing this, is like people passing by our store, and when I'm working here or doing these live streams, people can see me. We're out and, you know, we're cooking, right? Alex is up to something, kind of thing, and then.
So it's like a storefront, yeah. Like the live is like your storefront, like the window shopping. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it's pretty smart.
And what are the odds that my first Upwork client, the name of the app that this guy building is Storefront?
That's crazy.
Serendipity, I call it like crazy. But yes, like what, like.
You want to know something fun, Alex?
Nick, like, are you hired by one of these like tech companies? Like, are you are you trying to punk me, or like, is this like, because like this was my whole concept of like Storefront, my stream, and tokenizing, and maybe I was like, oh, maybe this is somebody like just, you know, like, but no, like it's somebody real. Like they're trying to build a storefront sign that they're trying to give to people where it's accurate now if the store is closed or open, or, you know, a flip of a switch, APIs to all of it, and you no longer have to like, is this place open, right, and pass by, and, you know, is it closed or not? And
I'll give you an idea, because I tell Roger all the time, the only thing Roger needs is a videographer to walk around with him and record him the way his life works. Roger is multi-personality in the fact that it's very fun. If he was a TV show, you can watch the life of Raj and it'd be amazing. So where he's sitting right now,
what's stopping us from doing that, Raj?
What I'll tell you, I'm gonna listen, Alex, check this out. He's sitting inside of a bus right now that he himself purchased and built and remodeled, and we have no content of any of that. But you see the background? No, that's you put like 3 posts on Instagram. That's lost already. Look, can you show us around real quick, Raj? Kind of like what that means, where you're at?
Yeah, I had a
That's
little
fire,
leak.
bro. Like
Can
he's
you
like in his own
imagine?
little man bus cave or man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's in a
No, I was-
podcast room. He's
Yeah,
got
it was
AC
always,
in there. Yo.
I got 4 ACs. I learned that the hard way. So I bought a yellow school bus when I was in my third year of medical school, and my original idea was like you got to do some type of marketing stunt to get people to recognize and see you. So I built the baseball bus. I like looked at myself and I was like, what do I really know a lot about that most people don't know? And it was baseball. So I was like, I'm gonna travel, create my home, my podcast studio, my office space, and yeah. So this is kind of it. It's a little. So let me actually turn off the.
Bro, look at that, bro.
Bro, when
Está
are we,
loco.
when are we
It's
gonna
crazy.
go on a fucking place
Right?
bus?
Right?
Yeah.
We
Right?
can go like around like the hottest towns and like, hey, we build like stuff for people, or like we give people programs or whatever. Yeah.
You know what
How
I
do
was
take
watching?
off the blur.
The OpenClaw
Interesting.
boss, dude. We just come around and set up business around the nation. OpenClaw, you're like we just
for free.
we just go
for
like yeah,
free.
like we want the relationship. We don't care about. Like, we'll set it up for you for free, and then the
And then
ongoing
good luck.
going after. Yeah, because that's what I sold it on this the Dr. Hopkins that I told you guys. I sold them on that. Hey, let me set it up for you guys. If it's proof of concept, if it works, we
It's a
keep
little
working.
bit of.
Mira, it's a
little bit
real
of
bus,
mess,
dog.
But that's where you drive out of. So there's a little leak on the roof, so one of my floors kind of got messed up. So that's what I'm doing over here. So this here over here is like the podcast studio. This completely pulls out. There is on the roof. There's like specific places for the cameras to go. I didn't set it up today, and the lights. There's a bathroom here.
What?
So this
The
is a full
bathroom in the bus,
bathroom
dog.
and shower, so it's fully
Mira,
made. The
boys.
showers over here.
Right,
the
right.
toilets over
But so
there.
Blaze and Raj,
Full
what's stopping
kitchen.
from like an actual tour, from like us to like saying, hey, let's use this and actually, like you said, trying to go
Not
viral
much.
and
Not much. I just got to finish it. So this is like the actual room. So this is what I'm finishing. The floors here.
no, we can all three finish.
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy.
That's
And then
that's an apartment in New York, bro.
We've got a fridge.
Yeah, dude,
we've got a refrigerator. We've
Fridge?
got our.
Nah.
Yo,
We've
we
got a
tossed it out
microwave.
here. We have somebody rent it overnight. They just live there overnight.
So, but yeah,
You call that
it's
an
gone all the
efficiency.
way up to St. Louis. I've traveled in it. It's just been sitting for a couple years now. But we've got a really cool opportunity now that we can put together. So
We don't know where this is going, but you remember that story of PayPal and all these people in a room, and then they created their little like group of people that eventually each one of them went on to create an amazing company. You guys heard about that story?
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening to us right here. I know Mateo is kind of in and out, but his mind is blown and he's trying to figure it out on his own. Because to be honest, like Mateo is young and he has to make more money for his home, his wife, and everything. I currently need clients. I need to be able to work and have that. I haven't built the company dream that I have is more like consulting and talking to people. As you can tell, Alex, for me, it's very easy to take in information, break it down, and kind of understand it quickly, and then give it back to people in a more chewed up way. So for Roger, he's very technical, but he understands the world and he can get to work and focus on things for a long time. I have a lot of like the ADD mentality where it's like I'm doing a million things at once. Shout out to, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Shout out to Alex.
Sorry if that's
Wait.
me sometimes. My bad.
Wait.
honestly, if you
Is
don't
that
have
working?
ADHD, you're not like. I feel like you're not gonna be able to create.
That's essentially us. So I know that we have a lot of talent and I know that we've built certain things that are amazing, but we don't know what's really holding us back, Alex. We haven't really unlocked that one product, because the first way from 0 to a million, it has to be one product, one marketing. It has to be one offer. That's the first million right there. The one offer. What is the one thing that you do better than anybody? You and your team do better than anybody. So I just got a phone. I got a phone call today at 9 a.m. Check this one out. There's a corporate gym franchise. This guy worked for their corporate level, many multi-location. I'm talking about like top 10. I can't really say who it is, but it's top 10 franchises in fitness in the world. This company tried getting setters to help them with their leads and all of that, and it didn't work. So they shut down the project. And I asked him, I said, do you think it is possible if I put something together with the AI and the lead nurturing and things that can help the owners of the gyms that you have as a franchise to help them set their appointments and bring in the new leads that are coming in through marketing, to sit down with your corporate world and kind of have a test run pilot with one place? And he was like, yeah, I have no problem connecting you there, and then you do the rest. You know what that means? Like, I think we have the potential to build something amazing that has to incorporate the technology and the AI, the things that we're seeing, so that we can better these businesses, chop down some of the costs that they're like trying to implement that doesn't work. Because I right now was at Crunch and they started implementing things for AI that I was like, this is the worst. You looked at AI and you really just wanted to do programming. That's the last thing that a coach wants, for an AI to do the programming. Second of all, it doesn't really program that well. Because Alex, as you know now, from what I told you, it's not like AI can give me a good workout. The first one that I pulled up had 12 exercises. It's going to take me 3 days to finish that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't know yet. We have a lot of training to do with it. So the tools that are out there for training are terrible, because it's just throwing stuff at the wall without the experience of decades training people. And that has not been bridged. But I'm just talking about one industry. We have a ton of industry. He works with ophthalmologists and different doctors. His whole family has doctors in the background. There's a lot of offices with a lot of leads and a lot of things. The number one pain point, Alex, from all of these companies is that the leads, they need to get to the salesperson. Someone needs to get all these leads to get to the sales faster.
That's literally the doctor that I had a conversation with. Yes, that's their thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest pain point in all of the industry of service is the marketing works, the sales works. We just need them to come together, and the in between is the empty place where everybody's trying to run it.
Yes, and that is exactly what we're obviously, like, I'm dealing with two different scenarios, right? Like, yeah, where they're like, hey Alex, we don't need help with the sales or the products, none of that. We just need to get to these people that have 2 type diabetes, and we need to get them the program, right? Same thing. Like, that's all we need. And that is doable. We can do that. Now, I do think that before that specific product offering, we do have to have sort of like product market fit first, and have recurring revenue, because that type of customer and client, that specific, requires for us to fund a lot of the research and development to show them the proof of concept that, hey, look, we can get you these leads, is working, and we just have to shut it down. Look, you stop getting them because of us. Like those type of clients where it requires for us to fund stuff, it does require for us to have additional recurring revenues for us to funnel those. So we first have to tackle the first problem, which is how do we get the first client, and then thereafter, how do we turn that first client into a recurring client, right? A either monthly or yearly, whatever the contract is, where now we know with the budget that we have from this client and with the additional budgets that we can leverage from other projects or whatever we're working on, now we know what product offering or what product market fit we can find for this type of customer that requires that additional research and development. The reason why I can do, like, for example, for Dr. Hopkins, right, like this essentially project, he's offering equity, right, in the diabetes reversal program, and he has a patent. So I have interest in spending my research and development towards that patent, because I want to. There's a patent there, and there's something to build towards there,
there's
right?
Value.
So, like,
there's value
there. If there's a value proposition there, wholeheartedly, I agree. All in, we should all spend our research and development. If it's a client that is just a client because they just need that, then it becomes one of those things where, okay, well, we'll need recurring revenue before we can take that client, kind of.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is I want to turn it over to Raj. I know he has a lot of questions and a lot of things that he's going to bombard us with. There's a lot of stuff that obviously in the chat, Alex, you've been helping him out with the paperclip. So you explained to him like what has been going on. I know he has questions, but he's catching up because he hasn't even looked at Emily, and she's probably like, she's Jarvis right now, and he doesn't know.
That's the goal. That's the goal. No, I appreciate it, man. Like, I feel like, for example, if I were to put myself in the position now of like a new company that we would be setting this whole system up for, right? And if they're not a one person entrepreneur, or they're not just a startup company, but they're like an actual infrastructure, where do they start? Like, they already know that they're going to have multiple agents. You already have a current, for example, for me, I have all my email marketing is already within my own system, right? I've been using Google Workspace for the longest time, but I also have my own CRM software. So everything is coming in through that CRM software. And as well as from a visibility standpoint, I need to see everything these agents are doing at all times. Like, even if I can't keep up with it, because it's a thing that I'm currently learning, is that what it took us hours, they're doing it in minutes. So like, you can't even, it's like the real Matrix, honestly. It's like we're literally looking at a chat of Matrix, and it's just going so fast that there's no way you could read it all, but you still want to try to have some type of visibility within your own system. How do you, why, like, for example, that mail company versus like our current ecosystem, don't they also need their own shared drive? Don't they also need to have like their own workspace, like, say, like, which comes with, if you give them, right, because they're going to start to do all this stuff, so they're going to start to download all this stuff, so that's going to also impact like the amount of data that you need. I'm thinking of all of that stuff. You can go wherever you want. I know that was a lot.
Yeah,
but
let me explain the way I go about this, Ron. Data, right? Data is important. For me, data is so important that most of my data lives on these Mac Minis that I see right here, physically see them. Every 2-3 hours, that data is being uploaded to a different drive, backed up. I know that data is safe because it's being backed up. If the computer fries because there's a power outage, I know my data is good. The reason you now start using external services like Google Drive, Notion, Linear, etc., these other stuff, is not to replace something with another one, or to, sometimes that will happen intuitively, naturally. You actually want that to happen that way, where you're like, oh, you know what, like this is now kind of conflicting, and they're doing the same thing actually, and it's doing double the spending or the work. I'm just gonna go shut this one and keep this one on because this one does XYZ more. That is okay. That's open-mindedness of like, that is a viable outcome. Another viable outcome is like, well, right now I was doing the same thing that I'm doing right now with OpenClaw, with Paperclip, but now Paperclip came out, and now I can, like, I was doing CEO work. Now Paperclip allows me to do board of director. I'm that is where I'm processing right now. I'm with you, where not everybody is gonna, like, people are wired to just be a worker, and it's okay. You can still be a worker and be a board of directors. Nobody's asking you to stop working, but now you have to do work and think like a work of board of directors, not like, for example, a lot of my work now, I don't spend time in the code or in the thing. If one of my apps doesn't progress and doesn't move forward, is because the agents are stuck, and the agents need something from the human to, like,
it happens in a normal
to
business.
come up, right?
Your employees get stuck. They don't know what you know.
Right?
Yeah.
An employee can be stuck because they're stuck because they don't have the resources and tools or the knowledge at work, or they can be stuck because they're dealing with somebody in their personal lives, and like they're thinking about it all day at work, and they're not doing their jobs, and they're stuck because of that, right? Like, in this scenario, they're stuck probably because they need something from me, right? Like, they like, hey, like, we need this. I always, like, I can't move on if you don't give me what I need. So we have to, again, reprogram ourselves to, instead of doing stuff, we have to give agents what they need, whether if it's training, guidance, updates, docs, extra files, connectors, like you said, adding an extra software or whatever they need, right? Like, you just need to become a facilitator. Now you're facilitating that your agents have everything they need so they can go do what you need them to go do. But again, that's accountability. Going back, that loop closes the loop. Accountability and ownership. The agents will go out and do work on their own, but you still have to orchestrate that. Even from a board level, like you just can't step away and like say, oh, what, like to Blaze's picture of like, well, this is like where you can just rent this business. I don't think we'll ever get there, because why would I rent something that is just a money printer? In my eyes, that's always been a scam. Like if somebody's selling me a money printer, it's always a scam. If somebody is showing me a money printer and they're showing me them running that money printer and I can see them and they're welcoming to like, hey, yo, look, watch, join me, and like, look, this is a money printer. I'm not selling you any product. You don't have to buy anything from me. Like, that is a real money printer. Like not a business that like.
You mean like teach them how to do it themselves?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I have 200 people plus in Telegram, my Baracle community, like my token holders. These are people who are like,
I like that actually.
I never thought I could build something, and like now they're like in my DMs, like, hey Alex, do you think I can join you and my bot in a chat, and like you can help me, like whatever, whenever you can. Absolutely, like you're a token holder. Why wouldn't I do that? Like it's that simple, right? Like you're a stockholder, like like so. Yeah, so like it's not about like selling somebody something. It's about like, it's the same thing teaching a man how to fish, right? Versus
teaching somebody something.
Versus giving them a fish, like, or selling them a fish. If you teach somebody how to fish, they can feed generations, like it just comes down to that.
Hold on. Preach. Good job.
If you think about it, that's what's been involving in all of us, right? Like it started with jobs and creating the Apple, and then it giving so much technology to people, and now all of this other stuff that now it's just like, as you were talking there, Alex, like I started to think about like, if you are starting from the beginning right now, you should not be reading Russell Brunson's books. You shouldn't be reading like Alex Hormozi's book. Like you should be trying to read like corporate level structure, organization, like why you need that, like from the top now, because you don't need to go get those employees to start building this, to learn how to do that for them. You need to learn how to think, to demand people, how to delegate, how to like put systems and structures in place. And if you can think from there, like you can do years worth of work in a week, in days. It's just,
well, that's something that you can argue both ways. But if you stay stuck in that argument, you don't build anything.
You got to go do 100%. Yeah, you don't learn.
Going to build it.
That's what I like about Blaze, the open-mindedness of like, this has really come down to two things, Roger Blaze. People who say, I want to be someone, or I want to go do something someday, and them actually going to do that and getting there, because now they have these tools to get there, or to start thinking like that, or playing those role playing that scenario, like if you were there thinking like that, because generally from your brain to your house, to your heart, to your mouth, when you say I want to go be a CEO one day, or like you're not just saying that just to like to make it sound really beautiful and the other person's hears who you're talking to, but because from your brain to your heart to your mouth, you feel it, you live it, that I want to go one day be a CEO. If that is really in your heart, then you're going to start acting at it like today, because you can, right? The person who doesn't do it today and thinks about this like, no, that's silly. AI is just like whatever. Like, it's probably because they don't believe. Generally, at the end, it's the true reality. They don't really believe in themselves to go try to do it, right? They're just finding another excuse why not to go do something, like, or why, oh no, I can hire people, so I can't start thinking about like a CEO level, like, but yeah, you can.
That's the craziest thing, man. Is like, I remember when Lalo started pushing me. Lalo noticed that I wasn't using OpenClaw. Lalo noticed. Lalo's like, he knew me too well. He's like, something's going on here. And he like kind of pushed me, and then he introduced me to you. And then as soon as I kind of saw what was going on, I got this obsessive like thing. And I went to the first Best Buy. Yeah, I went to the first Best Buy. It closed in front of me. I said, "Fuck that shit! I'm driving 45 minutes across to Miami Beach," and I went and bought the best computer, and I didn't sleep for like a day and a half. And it was like, I need to figure this out. And like now I see it. It's like when you see the technology and you see what's in front of you, everything else stops. Yeah,
it's the potential.
Like, it's
you know what's the biggest chip on my shoulder besides the whole Lyft story and experience? I felt the same way that Raj felt like this when Bitcoin first came out. The same rush and energy. Yo, let's hoard this shit, you know, like, and then that lasted like a month or two, and then I was spending it going to Ultra Music Festival. The next bull cycle, I would just, oh yeah, I turned $100 into 2,000, like when if I would have just sit on my hands and really like think differently, I would have probably had millions or billions today. And I think that lesson right there, I think is one of the biggest ones to me. Like,
this is like $14 billion pizza. Is that what you did?
Yes, going through some of those wallets, bro. That I'm sorry, but like that weed cartridge or like that like Ultra Music Festival ticket or like, fuck, man, like that would have been millions of dollars today. Like, I genuinely, guys, I don't know, like I lose sleep at night over that shit. Like, no, like I speak to my therapist like once every other, like week about it. Like they're like,
who's not an agent? Who's
a real person? Like
real person.
Yeah.
Which I believe also in the future we're going to have. Did you guys see the Olaf from the NVIDIA event?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Roger, you didn't see it? Okay, so the NVIDIA CEO released an Olaf, like an Olaf robot, but it's the whole robot is an AI agent, but it's physical and it knows everything about Olaf, and it speaks like Olaf, and it learns how to walk because it did some specific tech studying with Disney for that, so it can understand how to walk through snow and things like that. It's just coached to be the Olaf. I think personally, we have gotten to the point where this is your real life imaginary friend. We are very close to have real life imaginary friends of all of these things. So like I can buy, like eventually it'll be like you can buy your own Olaf at the store, bring it to your kid, and your kid, your son, your daughter, whatever, has a friend that is just, it has all the skills.
I want to shift that mentality, Blaze.
OpenClaw Online. CEO has a voice now.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I opened a ticket earlier. Hey, I literally gave it a repo that I've did research already and said, hey, get a voice when you figure this out. Speak to me, and it just did. That's insane.
Wild.
Like just opening a ticket, a paperclip ticket, and just say, hey, figure this out, and he just went to do it. Shift the mindset from people buying stuff. People can just build stuff today. They can just do it. Like I feel in the future there won't be like the whole the whole buy and trades, and I have a different POV on that. I don't feel there's a future of buying and selling. Like I feel there's a future of people just build stuff and like you either use it because you know it benefits you or not, and like it's like we're seeing it right now. OpenClaw, like it's nobody's selling you OpenClaw, like nobody's selling you Paperclip. Like I see this in the future going forward. The goods and trades and services will still happen because we have to do that, right? So that's
still lazy people, and there's
yes.
still people who don't have the time and don't want to do it and are terrified of tech. Period, and that's going to be the case for a long time.
But it will be tangible like this, where we will build a product, and because we connect to Blaze's network and my product development build and Raj's network and marketing skills and whatever, and now we're forming a high-level agency with a group of people that come together that tailored. It's same thing like the core ethos concepts of Web3, which was community built for community. Like, what's the whole concept of? I feel that is where the future is going in terms of the specific goods and trades and services of people buying and selling. I wholeheartedly believe that's what blockchain is intended to solve. It hasn't solved it yet. With AI, right, we're probably going to get there. But in a place where, yeah, we just build stuff and people just use it. People just using it automatically paying us, but people just use it because it benefits them to use it. Like, it's just like it's a no-brainer, right? Like, just like today, you have to be on a computer or on a phone or on the internet or an OpenClaw, and like that same thing, right? That same mindset. But that's very dystopian. I think universal basic income comes before that, where people are just handed free money, right? Like, not even to go to work. Like, just
You don't
we
need
don't
money
you
anymore.
Like, we just got workers. Like, here's free money, like, because we have to do it. That's part of.
So, Roger, do you have any questions so far on everything that happened to your bots?
Yeah, you didn't answer about the mail thing. So why that mail company? Alex, sorry.
Yes, to answer your question, the only reason that why that specific company is your question, or
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that
Why
specific
mail
because
dot whatever it was
it's
agent
the
dot
only
mail or
company
something?
your agent can configure a mail without your help.
Okay, so then let's talk about APIs and talk about how can an agent do that and what type of research. Because I feel like now also the platforms that we're choosing are going to have different specific, minimum specific metrics that we need to decide if we're going to accept them or not. Like if our agent can use them or not. Like if our agent can configure with themselves or not. Like what do I have to ask? Because now I
So
see where you went with that.
everything's a workflow. Remember, we discussed this workflow already. I'm going to discuss it again. I gave my CEO its own computer. It's not my computer. My CEO also runs the Mac Mini app, but I gave my CEO its own virtual machine. It can go log in, experiment, download stuff. In my workflows, my CEO and my CTO know they got to do that before they do anything on my computer. And in that workflow, in that sandbox that we discussed earlier, there's a whole other workflows that I do based on my knowledge. I mean, you saw there, I contributed to OpenClaw security, right? I saved 923 people from getting fucked, bent over, right? Like, I could have just connected to 923 people and be like, let me get all this data, right? Nobody says I didn't do it, right? Like, you don't know that, right? Like, but you know what I mean? Like, but what is Alex's intent in the real world, right? Like, what if my intent is I did that and I want to know what these 923 people do? Who are the bad people out of those 923? Who are the good ones? You know, like, what if, right? Like, so at the end of the day, like, it's, yeah, I mean, security is important. It's just like applies like just like your home security, just like your bus security, right? You have to lock it down. Otherwise, if you leave it wide open, people might pass by and, you know, like swipe a route, right? Like, so it really just comes down to that. Like now that you know that you can spin up an agent, and now that you know how to format these agents and instruct them and guide them, it's your accountability and ownership. Back to that cycle, it's your accountability and ownership to set up a security agent that anything that, like, you know, like it installs or stuff has to go through that person. They have a VM or whatever. You set up that workflow, right? And like you constantly, like, you just not set it up and like, oh, it's gonna work. Like, even a security engineer, they have to go to all these conferences, right? Like, to stay up to date with security. Like, you have to update your security, and that's the part that, like, people need to understand the most. That, like, yes, once the agents start working, that's the honeymoon phase. Like, you know, when like a marriage honeymoon phase, you gotta enjoy that, but then there's work after that. After the honeymoon, then there's work.
So I'm
It's a
not
relationship.
sleeping. I feel
Yeah,
like I'm supposed to like be configuring them, and every time I'm not configuring them, something could happen, and it's like I feel you.
but that is the part where, like, now you have to let your agents do the work that, like, because now you can spend all the time configuring, and you don't want to lose sleep. You want to make sure that, like, you're not configuring the agents but interfering with them by trying to go do the work that you're telling them to go do because you're being nitpicky and they're like, oh, I didn't do it right, so I'm gonna do it. And like, no, instead of like, it didn't do it right. Hey, you didn't do this right. Go try again. Hey, you didn't do it right again. Go try again. And that is that persistent of like,
Yeah, we're back
even
to
if you know you can get this done
mentality.
quicker, that you're willing to go through the trenches with your agent so that it can finally finalize how it gets done something, so you can move on to the next thing, right? Like to actually configuring and orchestrating the fun part, right? What we think it's fun.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's no different than when you have a business, right? And you hire your first employee. Like, if you don't teach them and you don't help them figure it out, the thing is, like, correct me if I'm wrong here. If I were to fire my agent, can I just copy all that memory, all that information, all that training, and just hand it off to another agent?
The way
Would
that
we ever get
that's
to
a
fire
really
an
good
agent?
point, and that's a really that's a really good point. Yes, that the way that looks like is not saving. Yes, you do want to save that agent's context files and stuff to archive it to use it at a later time or whatever, or pivot that agent into a different role. But the way that I look at firing and hiring agents is firing an agent, it comes back to the accountability part.
Yeah.
Is I didn't hire the correct agent. I didn't configure the correct agent. I had to fire
You're
this
firing
agent because I
yourself.
didn't do not quite because you're the business owner, but you're holding yourself
You know what I'm
accountable.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's very important to hire quick and fire quicker. What does that mean? You spin up an agent. If this agent's not working, scrap it. Like now you can take out the human emotion. Like, oh fuck, I have to let go of this person
You
because
got a
like they're not.
family.
She has a family. All of that, right? Like fuck. Like before, people would actually not start businesses because of that. There's the human level of people that, oh, I don't want to start a business because what happens the day I gotta fire somebody? You know, like now that person who like really only didn't stop them to start a business only because of that, now they can run a business because, well, I don't care about this agent. Like, you know, like my goal is to start this business. I want to do this. Like, you know, like I didn't want to fire someone, and now I don't have to do that, right? Like that is an example of what this solves, right? What
Yeah, like this is actually taking away the hiring and firing process. We shouldn't think about hiring and firing. We should think of more like adding and removing in a sense, but not.
It is important, but you still got to think about hiring and firing because the goal is to obviously grow this company to one day where we're gonna have to hire and fire people, and that is part. Like,
You're saying you don't believe in us. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think firing and hiring whoever disappear, right? Same thing as the barter and trading goods and services. I don't think that part. So we still have to think that way, but I think is still think fire and hiring, but think fire and hiring with accountability. What did I do wrong?
You know
Why
that
did I have-
eventually your own agents can fire you back.
Pretty much.
They're gonna stop you and be like, you know what, Alex, you don't give us much
hey,
work.
If you're one
And
of those that you end up firing your whole agents, then we probably know where the problem is, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
if
right.
you went through the whole agent and you had to fire all your agents, like, hey, buddy, like.
well, I think what happens is when you hire an employee, there has to be a good onboarding process. So when you get a new agent, there has to be the right onboarding for that agent. So creating SOPs on how to onboard an agent, meaning these are the security things that we need to get that agent. These are the things that agent needs to have set up. And then you need to build the SOPs of those two things, Alex, because that's the basic thing that you're going to need as you onboard an agent. Look at him. He's already working. As soon as I said that, he's like, all right, I'm going to spin up an SOP model for new agents.
No, I have it already.
You already have it? Okay, so do you have a security piece, a how to set it up with which computer, like where the folders are going to go? Do you have all that set up?
So I have so when you get hired at a company, right, they usually give you a company handbook and a company handbook, a welcome email. What else? Like I'm trying to think.
They have a comp plan, they have a handbook, and the handbook has a lot of things, but the handbooks differ between companies. So one of the things that one handbook may have is your security clearances. Another thing that that handbook may have is where are you supposed to be at all times. You should not be over here. You should always be over here. Another piece that the handbook may have is the privacy notices and all of that stuff.
Yes.
So
like your time
NDAs,
starts, what time you start your job, what time you leave, when are your breaks, all of that, right? Yes.
yeah.
That part. It really comes down to that. Yes. Like.
So have you developed, if you can develop a document for every time we're going to create an agent, China, right? I do that with my hands. I say China. Every time you're going to create an agent, we just drop that into the OpenClaw and be like, hey, create this agent. This is what I need you to do. And then it creates the email, the security.
Paperclip handles that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you got to prompt it, right?
No, Paperclip handles it. It's already prompt injected.
So when I created my agents, they're already secured?
If you're deploying, so okay, so let's talk about that. It's literally like the business world. If your environment is secure and you're bringing somebody from an outside inward to your business, it is your ownership and accountability for that to be secured and for that agent to only have access to the stuff that it needs.
Well, that's what that SOP is for. So when I create that agent, I tell Emily everything about security. I tell Emily everything about the email she needs to get. I tell Emily everything, and then I deploy her into the world.
Yeah, yes, but that changes. Like those SOPs get updated. Yes, right. I have all kinds of SOPs for my organization. Yes, like what I'm trying to get is that the SOP process that's unrelated to onboarding somebody to your company. That's unrelated to the onboarding process. That already has to be built before you onboard an agent to your company, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, the SOP is for me, not for the agent.
I think the other way around. The SOP is for the agent.
Well, the SOP of their job is on the agent, but there's an SOP for me to build the agent. There's a procedure that I should have in order to build an agent. If I don't follow that procedure to build that agent, then that agent is flawed or not onboarded correctly. So they might know how to do their job, but they're going to have things that are missing for doing their job correctly. For example, Roger spinned up an agent called Emily. She didn't have an email. She wasn't, trained in anything. She was just an employee with eyes and ears and mouth. And then she hops out into the world, and Roger was supposed to give her the jacket, the helmet, the things that she needed, the pencil, the pen. When she's out in the world, she can do everything. And now she might not have a helmet and she gets hurt because Roger didn't set it up correctly. Now she has her SOP to do the things she needs to do in the world, but Roger didn't have his SOP to how to build one.
But that is, I would say that comes with actually the experience of the person, right? Like that's not
right.
That's not an SOP.
Right. But it's a procedure that when you create an agent, you have a procedure.
You can create an SOP to how to create an agent, but if the person has never created anything in their life before, no matter how good the SOP is, it's the agent that, there's no SOP for creating an agent. There is, I wouldn't say there's an SOP. There is, but there's no right or wrong SOP, or there's no there's SDK.
There's no standard.
There's SDKs to create agents. Like Claude has an agents SDK. What is an SDK? A software development kit, which is a kit, like you said, that has all those SOPs, prompt injections to create agents.
Got it. So they're pre-built.
SDK. So the way you're thinking is not an SOP, is a SDK, software development kit. That is
so they're all
really
pre-built in Emily's?
What is it?
Go ahead, Raj.
So is that something like in terminal, batch, install OpenClaw, configure, then command V, paste, all?
I'll share my screen. Look.
They're already pre-built, Raj.
Yes, it's remember, don't here, look. Focus on the name. Because I feel like as soon as we drop names, we immediately, oh, is that like this or is that like that? But we really ignore the names, and a lot of the times, like, the shit is in the name. It's a software development kit, right? It's a kit to develop software. And if it's an agents SDK, is an agents software development kit, right? It's a kit to develop software for agents, right? So, like, if you literally Google Claude agents SDK, it's an SDK, right? Like, this is what, yes, you would give your agent, and it's a whole docs, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff here. It's not an SOP. This is the SOP, yeah, but it's context and data and I would say not one SOP, but hundreds of SOP gathers in one SOP, so to speak. But now it's not really documents or data, but now it's more like prompts. So we're now the base model is trained to do on most stuff, and with a simple prompt, you don't have to really break down the task too much, where the agent just knows that task, because just go do this, check emails, right? Before, you'd have to tell an agent, check email, you have to open a browser, log in, do this. Now the agent just knows how to do it because it's been trained on that data. It's just data, right? But yes, I think this is what places.
Alex, how do you see the selling at like long term of this stuff? I mean, it sounds like some of these individual trainings can be done for niches that are just being pushed into the agents or the setup for agents. There still needs to be like industry knowledge. It's like, if we have all that knowledge, are we kind of looking at like what is a snapshot, but at an agent level?
I think.
And are we like getting that? Like, okay, if you want this agent that has all this information ready to go, it's like,
look, if you have the knowledge and context, right, what's stopping you from actually deploying it on someone's environment?
I don't think there's anything right now, right?
But that's what I mean. So, like, that's what, like, we have to get, like, either a first, like, we're dogfooding it internally, right? We're messing with your agent in our chats. Like, that's the real life scenario, right? Where we are playing it with us in a group chat. Blaze is setting up his own paperclip. He's dogfooding, right? Paperclip. He's understanding from, like, the ground up. OpenClaw is one thing. Paperclip is one thing. Now that we all understand the kind of pieces and the context data that we have, we can just go get that data context. Even if we don't have data or knowledge of context for something, we can just go find that. What's stopping us from either getting the first value proposition deal or the first actual paid client, right? Like these Upwork freelancers, right? Like, I have my agents just searching all day. A lot of these businesses are going to Upwork. They're not going to go to, like, a company. They're going to go to a freelancer where they can go check that freelancer's GitHub and they can see, this guy has done it because I can see it. Like, not somebody who tells me they've done it and, like, did you really do it, or was that like some guy in the Philippines or in India or in Pakistan, like that type of vibe. Like, I see this going where, again, I'm already, people are scanning just because I contributed to OpenClaw, people are scanning my repo and mass DMing me, yo, we see you contributed here, like, we think you should meet this founder, blah blah blah, like, just out of scanning my GitHub repo, just out of the code that I've worked on. Yeah, and I think that is what we're gonna, like, we're going from resumes into, like, GitHub repos. That's a different conversation for a different time.
Well, we're not in that world. We're not in the software world. But for you, that's a very advanced kit. It's your marketing kit.
Yeah,
and and it's his portfolio. Yeah. So here's one thing, Alex. Roger is trying to set up his Go High Level account to be able to everything be done through the agent. Roger, you told me there's a piece that is not working.
Yeah, and I would say even more than just in the GHL aspect.
Pause right there. Sorry, Raj. Your own advice. Blaze, did you say he's starting to set it up?
Yeah, I think he set it up already and it's already working.
So help me understand, like what working means. Obviously, work like
Editing, yeah, editing inside of Go High Level. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
You'll see. I can tell you where I'm stuck and what's going on. So
You can share your screen if you want.
you can't really see anything from that perspective, anyways, when it comes to this. But when I've identified that there's two access levels you can get with the APIs. You have an agency level access level, and you have an individual sub account user level. The agency access level is only really letting it kind of read data. It can push some kind of data, but it doesn't do anything in the sub account, which is the actual business. I've
It doesn't have right. It doesn't have right.
It does, but it's still separate. It does have some writing capabilities, but it doesn't have it at the sub account level. So whenever I talk to Emily, she goes and tells me she can't do it unless I give her the sub account API individual. The moment I give it to her, she's able to do a lot of stuff, almost everything. Not everything just yet. I've identified that there's two different things. In this use case within my own agency, I think Playwright is going to fix the gap, which I have yet to fully install Playwright. My understanding is that Playwright only is the browser. Playwright is like allowing the agent to actually use a browser, not only use API access, right? Am I understanding that correct?
Yeah. Let's say real quick, briefly. We don't have to dive deep into it. The process of Playwright is simple. The agent connects, opens the browser, takes screenshots. The model looks at the screenshots, and there's a button here. Presses that button, takes another screenshot, and it's a repetition of that. Yeah.
Have you seen that work?
Have you played with the Chrome browser from Claude? The Chrome extension, the browser extension.
Yes.
So is it the same thing, technically?
Yes and no.
Okay. That works for a lot of almost everything.
Okay, so you already know that part. Got it. All right.
So what I'm trying to figure out, well, I learned that lesson. So I have a feeling that as soon as I connect Playwright, I just haven't had a chance to get to that, and it's gonna fix that part. I've also identified there's another gap. What happens to applications that don't run on a browser but run locally on a desktop that she just needs to do the same concept? Screenshot, click, move on.
That's easier. That's called OSA script.
OSA script. So Playwright and OSA script need to go.
No. Instead of writing down, open your Claude app. I got you. Open your Claude app real quick, like on your computer. You're there. Let me know when you're there.
I'm going. Project. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna create a new chat for what you're about to tell me.
No. Settings, bottom left. Go to your name. Settings.
Huh?
You're in settings.
Yeah.
Now there's general, account, privacy, billing, usage, capabilities, and connectors. You're gonna go to connectors. You're good. You're chilling.
I'm there.
You're in connectors.
Yeah.
You see browse connectors on the top. You see browse connectors.
Yeah.
You hit that.
Yeah.
Now, there's a search bar, right? Connectors in the search bar.
Yeah.
Right? You search Control your Mac on the search bar.
Okay, I'm installing that. But this is different than Emily.
Hold on. Yes, I'm cooking there.
Sorry.
No, you got. Yeah. I didn't want you to get confused. You enable this, and then you tell Emily to use this tool, and it'll just use it. Emily is Claude. Remember, Emily, what Blaze said. Emily's brain is Claude. If Claude is running on your computer and this is enabled, it's in Emily's brain. No way to think about that. No overcomplicate that. Like if you have this enabled and you ping Emily to use control your Mac, execute Apple script to automate tasks via OSA script or whatever, like you can be direct specifically about what tool Emily needs to use, but it'll just use it.
How do I add control your Mac? Did you guys do it?
Yeah,
it's very easy.
You go to settings and then connectors.
So here you go.
Question though, I originally did that on
Then where do I go?
Download.
just download.
No, this is Get Claude for desktop.
Yeah, you have to do it from the app. You're doing it from a browser. You have to do it from the actual app.
I suggest you use the desktop version because it gives
I suggest you get out of the browser. Yeah, highly. I'm sorry I didn't mention that earlier. I didn't want to overcomplicate it, but yeah.
Thank you guys for making me fall back into downloading Claude 17 times.
Nope. You know why, bro? Because it's their job. It's Claude's job to not make you feel that you have to use an app or a browser. It's their job to have the same experience across all apps. It's their no. It's really that's their. We should hold them accountable. Fuck that. I'm giving them now $600 a month. Like fuck that.
Yeah.
All right, Claude's not opening.
So
yeah, it's a known bug they haven't been able to fix. Just maximize it and no. This will happen every time, by the way. Yep, it's a bug. It's a known bug. Just don't close it. Just do this. The settings, connectors, browse connectors, control your Mac.
I got to test her. So I got to ask her that. Let's see. Let's see what Emily says. Hey, Emily, I just gave you access to control your Mac with the Claude software. Are you able to use that?
Apple OSA script.
Apple OSA
I'm just going to screenshot.
Yeah, OSA, like OSSA, Apple OSA script. It tells you right there. It's on Blake's computer right now. Apple script, command, OSA. You just took it, man.
Oh, my bad.
No, you got.
I see. OSA script.
Here?
I see you.
Yes, OSA script. OSA script.
Wait,
so what do I do here? Do I grab this?
No, you can just copy. This tool allows you to execute right there. No. Go back, copy it from the window you had right there, where it says this tool allows you. Copy that, and literally go tell your agent, hey, I just gave you access to Claude Desktop, control your Mac feature, and then paste that. Yeah.
Yes way, bro. Yes way, Raj.
And not do something inside of terminal within the skills. This is just where are we?
Hold on. Wait, Node wants to access. Is that it? Alex, what is that?
Yeah, you have to allow.
All right. Hold on a second. All right. I'm just saying. Roger, Alex, did you hear Roger?
No, what is it?
He was in the middle of all this. He goes, no way. There's no way. Confirmed. Apple script is working. You've got Chrome open in the front. What it unlocks: control any Mac app, messages, calendar, read, write clipboard, send keystrokes, open files, system level stuff, automate everything with that UI that doesn't have an API. So what do you want me to do with it? So let's do something. Watch this. Let's go to the screen, right? The entire screen. Okay, Raj, what do you want me to do? Okay, so go to my...
Be like, hold on. What this unlocks, control your Mac, Chrome. Be like, oh, no, actually, hold on. Instead of just giving it something big, be like, this is how you should challenge your... Like, be like, well, what are some of the things that you first want to do yourself? Like, give the agent, just like when you... Not all, like, the employee-boss relationship should be about the boss, like, grilling the employee, right? Sometimes you want to, like, hey, want to know what your employee's thinking, right? Kind of thing. Like, hey, so what do you want to do with, now that I gave you this tool, what do you want to do? You know, like, kind of thing. Like, challenge it in that way where now perhaps the agent's going to give you something that you didn't even think before. And oh shit, yeah, actually, you're right. Like, like we should do that,
So I want you to sign into my Rico account in Google
You're
Chrome.
still directing.
Oh.
You're not giving your agent room to to work, to really tell you what it wants to do.
Oh. Raj.
Yeah.
It's doing it.
See, but this is like nothing new because it can do this with Playwright though.
Yeah,
So,
I can.
That's where you have to figure out how ask it what do you want to do with this? Not just open it, not just burn tokens, just open a site just to open it, But I'll be right.
Look at this, Raj. What are we doing? I'm listening.
Look at the other chat. Look at the.
I'm looking at it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in it now. Wow.
So I think what we just activated only really lets her use Safari, not necessarily use Chrome.
No, she used Chrome on mine.
No, she's stuck on mine.
No, not on mine. Look.
Chrome view developer allow Chrome to. Okay. I think mine was stuck. No, is that she's on the.
So I just needed to log in to my Rico account.
She just opened up a different Chrome, and not the user. Where is? Why did that happen?
It opened up another tab for me.
I had already set her up with different profiles in Chrome. Is there different Chromes? Yeah. Why is she not using this Chrome?
You're watching me do it on mine.
No, I know, but
okay, in my Rico account. Huh?
I was talking about me and her. On mine.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Alex, he's opening up on his, but for mine, it opened up another tab on the Chrome I have open. For his, it opened up Safari. So he needs to talk to her, right?
But it opened up a different Chrome completely. Like I had Chromes that had profiles already in them. She went and built or opened one that didn't even have any profiles.
Yeah, there was an OpenClaw update for that recently. Are you guys updating your OpenClaw dailies?
No. Wait, how do we? So I just tell it update yourself.
Yes, watch, update yourself. Watch. This is like the most dystopian shit, by the way. We're like, even like Emily the other day had doubts. Like, wait, should I do that? That might break me. Like, but she will know that like it has if you tell her no, you can do it. Like, trust me. Like it has a feature for you to come back up right up. Like. Look at that. Look at.
Mine is building. It's alive. Alex, how did you feel when you first? Have you felt yet like a whole organization soul come out of your company yet?
Yeah, I mean,
have you felt anything emotionally from the stuff that you've built?
Yeah. When my client, to me, it's like not what I built, but it's when like my client, like when my clients validate, and it's not even like the pay. It's when they go like, wow, like this is crazy. I've talked to my client and he's like, yeah, dude, like you would think that you're moving like an agency, like a group of people who are working on this. Like I just hired basically he felt like his money's being well spent, and to me that was like the first realization moment. Is like, yeah, in the past I worked on those type of projects like his with 20 different people, not like just myself and two hardware guys.
Yeah.
That to me that would yeah, I mean I've seen teams at Lyft, right, work with scooters, bikes, and all this, and like to work with hardware and software, like you need teams of a bunch of people. Now it's like you just need the willingness and the knowledge that you need those teams and how to orchestrate those teams.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
and I know that we're Raj. At some point, we need to like catch up with our deliverables because we gotta get crew out of the way and do all of that. But this is gonna help so much.
The thing is that it feels like, I don't know if you guys ever, when you were growing up, your dad kind of gave you the, sometimes you got to stop in the middle of the job to go sharpen your axe.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
feel like has
That's
happened
exactly
this
what it
entire
feels
week.
like.
And it's like, why am I going to keep trying to just manually try to do stuff when I now have these new drills, these new tools that are like beyond anything? I'm sorry, it's like the world is going to be better off if I have it. So it's like, let me finish putting it together, and what we can do for people is just beyond. Like that's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. Like it's like,
Yeah.
because again, like Alex keeps saying, if you don't play with it, you have no idea what you have.
Yeah, or you might have some knowledge of what can unlock for people, but you will never really unlock or understand like the what it can fully unlock for people, right? Like you might, oh yeah, this can like automate your emails, and like that's what people are selling it as, and like no, this can automate like your entire business, like like if you like really.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If you click right here, Alex, this.
Well, this is what I meant to like make sure your agents are like plugged into to like the stuff that you're working on.
This is crazy.
It's almost everything's in there.
Dude, I was here where there was no connectors. As a matter of fact, I was part of the research team that launched Teams orchestration. I was
That's
part
insane.
of, like for with Claude, yeah. We signed like NDA, like I shouldn't even be saying this all this shit, but like yeah, like pretty much they were basically snooping how we were using Claude and reaching out to us in DMs. Hey, we think how you're using Claude is an actual product. So can we help? Help
Yeah.
like with research and development, and just like right now, dispatch, right?
Yeah.
Dispatch came out of same thing. People using OpenClaw and they having all this data how people want to use these tools. And now dispatch is like an added OpenClaw where I don't, dispatch knows OpenClaw exists, but it's like dispatch is like one of my advisors. It's not an
That's
employee.
crazy.
It's not a C-suite. It's just one of my advisors that I hey, what do you think we should do today? Or hey, I think you should focus on this project more. I think you should focus on this more. Kind of thing. That's what I'm using dispatch as like my advisor. Like you're my advisor.
Why is Wyndham Hotels here?
Because their team is tapped in and they understand that this is that if you have to build stuff so that your business stays relevant. Really?
Wow. This is insane.
Have you seen the ChatGPT apps?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Same thing. Yep. This is so much, man.
These are only connectors. Like there's MCPs too. There's
Can you expand on
skills.
that? What does MCP mean, and how does that really matter in this world?
Yeah, go to open a browser tab and go to skills.sh.
Okay. What are those?
Open it. Wait, what happened?
My bad. There.
Yeah, make it big. Yeah, look, read through it. It tells you straight in there what they are. Well, yeah, each skill it'll tell you what each.
So front end design.
Yep.
Guides design thinking before coding. Establishes bold aesthetic direction. Emphasizes typography. So I can install any of these skills to my agent?
Any of these, yeah. And your agent has all these skills. There's like thousands. There's 89,000 of them. This is an open source community of people who have spent time training their agents, have wrapped it into a skill, and they put it here. And yeah, now agents are trained on this data that 89,000 plus whatever people have, contributed.
Wow. No way, dude.
This is all for OpenClaw. right? Not for Claude.
These I would not think of this as in like for something or someone. These are for agents, skills.
So this is just like a whole script prompt knowledge base all
Yes.
together that you just plug, you just
That
paste
SOP
it in
that
when you
plays.
start.
Yeah. Well,
Got it.
yeah, it's like you have a skill, and you can get better at that skill, right? Today you can just plug your agent to that skill, and it's just skilled at that.
Wow. Oh,
It doesn't-
Calendly's here. Yep.
it eliminates the getting better part. Well, it can always get better, but you know what I mean, like if you want your agent to be good at building front end designs, instead of you training your agent, no, I need you to get better at training design. No, just give it a skill for front end, and then give it your extra prompts kind of thing.
This is insane, man. There's so much of
The most
everything.
important is, I think, people not getting stuck at trying to teach your agent a skill that perhaps you're not skilled at. I
It's
think
got
that's my
Wix.
biggest realization. Like, I shouldn't be teaching agent skills for stuff that I'm not skilled at. If my thing is security and back end and that, like, and I'm not a front end person, I'm gonna go look for all these front end skills and designs, and because that's not my expertise in front. So I got to teach my agent that, but I can only teach my agent what I'm good at.
Oh, this one's interesting because I use Stripe. What does it do?
It tells you all the tools there.
I can create a link.
Can I click view all? Down, left, tools, down, left, up.
Left
Good.
view all. Bro, it can create
subscription.
payment links.
Yeah, it can create anything, like anything that you would do in your Stripe account.
Oh my!
You can't charge them
goodness.
automatically though.
No,
Well,
no.
remember,
You don't
though,
need them to charge.
No, what he means, they can't grab the customer clients and sign up to your thing.
No, what I mean is if they're already updated in your account and you want to charge them, say, hey, charge 300 to this person. You can't do it. Using the
Oh
card
no, I don't think. Can you do that even through Stripe through the dashboard? Oh shit.
That's why.
Yeah,
you
no,
want, that's my world. My goal is to get your card as soon as possible. Like, and then it's from there. It's you want me to charge your card on file? You want me to use the card on file? You want me to use the card on file?
and that's what I'm trying to say. How can we get into that for these agent setups and for this like maintenance and infrastructure where I don't see what Blaze said, that like I rent you a business. Yes, but it's more of like, okay, how do we create this business for you? We operate it for you, but you still have to kind of like you said, like pay that premium investment, just like when we discussed about these Airbnb automation business. You still have to get the lease, the security deposit, the first and last month rent to be able to start that business. Like to even if later you automate it, like yeah, I see that world where like, yes, people can hire us to set this up and ongoing like pay like a recurring membership to like, because like
I mean, they
like,
have to access us.
Yeah.
They have to have
Yeah.
access to us. Like you can't just not. You think we're not communism? I'm not working for free. Like I left Cuba for that. So it's like if you want access to we're the ones spending this time figuring all this stuff out. Being they have to pay for that.
Look at that. So
you're connecting it
permissions,
fully?
write everything. Boom. Is that what I want to do?
Do payment
Right?
intent. No, so it doesn't let you do payment intent. But it lets you create the subscription. It lets you create the subscription, which technically you go on the left subscription, make it go down.
So if it can write, it can read, right, Alex?
No.
So reading is it can read everything and it can tell me things.
Reading means read. Oh, I see what you're saying, because it's not giving you both. Got it. Let me see how the behavior. Let me see.
when he hit read, it all went to the left. So I'm pretty
Yes. So
sure
in
right
this case,
means yeah.
they have to disclose that. But yes, yes, if it can technically read, if it can technically write, it can technically read. So yeah, I see what they went technical here.
But this means that I can just tell it to create me a link, and then it does.
Correct. Yeah, there's a drop down here. Did you drop those down?
Yeah, there's different drop downs.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what that does.
Yep.
Yeah,
It can create codes.
Each call does an action. The action's either read or write.
So payment. Yeah, I mean, basically, if I can make it right, I can go and charge a customer that declined.
Plug it in. Literally prompt that same question that you asked me to Claude. Hey, if now that you have connected my Stripe, is it something that you can do in the future?
Done. OpenClaw. Boom. All right. So now I got to configure all of these. Wow. Where are we going, bro? Where are we? Everything needs approval. Okay, so what if it needs approval, Alex? Would the approval directly into Claude, would a Sparks tell me on my OpenClaw that something needs approval?
Paperclip has an approval thing. I haven't figured that out yet, but because remember, like a lot of this is also like the setup for everybody is like kind of unique, right? Like the way I look at this, the way I'm looking at this, for example, just to give you an idea, I'm treating this as an agency, right? We're an agency, we build software. We have paying clients and we have partnerships. Paying clients means the client pays, we do work. That my agents know that, hey, this is the priority, right? This is what pays the bills. We have to focus on that. SOPs on checking token usage, if they can spend more time on other stuff, right? Or if they have to delegate, outsource. Once we secure that, hey, this client is happy, the agents have like a temperature weight level of like this client relationship, right? With these clients that are paid, we have to keep those clients happy. Then the agents kind of move on to delegate the rest of the stuff. So once these, for example, Nick right now, it's about to end the contract, my client, he is no longer going to be under Verified. He becomes his own company under Paperclip for us. Why? Because the contract ended. We take him out of Verified. It's no longer a contract for Verified. It's now its own company, Storefront LLC Labs or Storefront Labs or whatever. And Nick chooses to keep working with me or not, or or keep retaining the relationship or not, and then that runs as its own entity. That is my plan with my agency so far, like where we have one company and this company is a company to create companies, and it has to succeed first on creating that company, and once the success metrics is like revenue, whatever coming, that gets on board into its own company, and then that company has to keep living, and keep pushing, right? Because whatever, yeah. So that's like the way I'm approaching this. So everybody's gonna approach this differently, right? Like some people, like you said, like for coaches might be a specific tailored thing that you might know better what is for them, right? Like for agencies, right? Like if a coach is a coach, but he's like, no, I want to run an agency, like where I want to do all of it, right? I want to do coaching, but I also want to do software, this, but I want to move like an agency. That's also a viable option, right? Like it's not going to be the same setup for coach A to coach B that wants to be an agency, right? Then coach A that I just want to automate my business kind of thing. So everybody's setup, I think, is unique. There's not a one size fits all there is a one size fits all, like in the terms of like, well, we know we need OpenClaw, we need Paperclip. That's undisputable. You need both. That's the one size kind of fits all. But the actual setups, the agents configuration, all of that is really unique, and it's really who we're working with, right? Like there's not going to be like a right or wrong answer, or like a yours is better, mine is better, you know, like, or it's just no, yours works for you because it's what you do, mine works for mine because it's what mine does, you know.
Okay, so if I give it, same question for the approval, if I give the control my Mac, do I always put needs approval, or do I just let it run, always allow?
Oh, I mean, that's based on whatever task. That's based on tasks. Like that depends on whatever task. Like, do you want to always allow that task because you don't want to always approve? Probably you want to click always allow. Now, is it a task where like, oh, look, hey, this requires moving funds or sending communication emails? Hey, I probably want to approve that every time. I don't want you to send like my emails every time. I just want you to draft them. You know, like I go approve them kind of thing. So it again, same thing. Like, right, there's not a for every task, there's not a one shoes fits all. This is the part of work that people need to be okay with. Like, there's going to be constant of this. Even if you click always allow on something, tomorrow, in an hour later, there may be another task that will require to hit allow or enable the always allow again, or you know, whatever the case may be, right? Like, yeah, just a matter of. I have an agent that runs Vercel stuff, like just scans. I don't need to approve for you to scan my Vercel, you know, like just do it. Like, so yeah.
That's crazy.
When
Okay.
we're talking about tapping
Yeah.
into them from a different source, what are you using? How are you when it's a local device? Like I had an example that one of my internet went down, so well, in this case, I guess you're like really messed up, but the internet went down that it was using, but I need to change the Wi-Fi by being on that computer. That's a prime case where like everything went down. Do you have how do you fix that? You know, like if I'm not in my house because it's connected here, and little cases like that happen, or
Well, if
I don't know.
the internet goes down, the only solution for that one is to have a second internet. So
That automatically does.
if you have AT&T and AT&T goes down, the only solution for that is to have Verizon, and Verizon to pick up whenever AT&T goes down. Have a backup. It's a real thing. These are real things that businesses have. Like,
Yeah, my
I
employee
mean,
can't answer. Like everything goes down as soon as that happens. It's like, what's the point of having it all?
I used to have clients who literally strictly the whole project was, I need you to set up a background internet service provider because the internet went down. We were out for 8 hours and we lost however many, you know, money or clients or business. And their whole thing is now they have a managed service provider just for a backup internet. So but is that something that like you should be stressing about? You know, that's maybe something that like, right, like an office space, like, you know, like an office would consider, like not us with OpenClaw, right? Or yes, an office setting up OpenClaw, yeah, they should consider, hey, do you have a backup internet? That is part of the conversation that we should have.
The thing is that Roger can probably set up a computer running in his bus, and he lives 2 hours away. Right, he lives in many different places and he's traveling. So
Yeah,
I would probably say you need to find a way to host it on the cloud instead of hosting it on your local terminal.
Yeah,
But I don't know if that's something that
I feel like I'm not gonna give all of this information, all of this on someone else's computer and somewhere else. Like I'm building the infrastructure that I completely own. So it's like that. That's why like the moment that Alex told me about that computer, that other one, I was like, no, I'm gonna go buy it because I want it in everything in my place.
But the thing is that you're still thinking about the intellectual property of what you're building versus if you're looking at the infrastructure and the environment of AI, everything is open source because no one cares about the privacy of what or how you built it because the infrastructure is You going out and creating the architecture takes that's the hard part.
Yes.
The hard part is not creating the idea and the proprietary how did I build it scenario.
It's the execution.
Like everyone's open sourcing it, Raj, because it doesn't matter that you have the code. The code doesn't matter. Can you go build it?
All the steps of putting it together is the building. So now me building it on someone else's thing, they do something and I lost it all.
But you don't have the steps. And if you lose it all, it's to who? You don't lose it to the world.
Here, let's narrow this down. 1 second. Let's go back to your concern, Raj, because I want to get to the root of it. Like, your concern was first the internet, right? I gave you a solution.
Well, yeah. Like,
so,
and for that one, I'm putting a Starlink on this bus, and I have the other one. So now I'm going to connect them both to the router to make sure that's the case. But it's I identified that because I come from like a medical space. I am going to automatically think more from a HIPAA compliance, internal everything. Everything needs to be inside because I will lose a lot of people from that. So it automatically worries me when I'm using someone else's server. I don't know what they have configured on that. I'd rather learn to put my own metrics in place, but know that they have to hack my computer, not someone else's thing to someone else's thing. At least that's how I'm like trying to think about it.
Yeah, and this is understanding compliance, right, from the ground up. So there are ways to do it, right? So the way normally companies go about this, for example, law firms, healthcare providers, when something goes down, whether it's the internet or a computer, right, or a device, let's say the internet didn't go down, but let's say the device actually crapped out, like the motherboard fried, right? Like the device powered down. There's internet, but there's internet, but the device crashed out. Okay, let's solve that problem now, right? Like, that's a real problem. We already solved the internet problem. We know that there's a solution for that. Let's solve this problem where you say that device A craps out. What is the other solution for device A crapping out? Having a device B next to it. And like that device just swaps over to that one and that process starts running, right? Like, that is what most people do. Most people have server A and they have a backup server, right? The same thing, just like data, same thing. You have a backup computer running. Some people, right, like, are able to say, hey, if this computer goes down, we cannot afford to have a second computer here on premise, right? But they can offload that services to a cloud computer, but the data still remains locally and is just running the process, fetching the data from, or picking the data from where you control, like you said, because HIPAA, now the data never leaves your drives. It's just pinging from that machine where that process is not you, because you build that process. That process is not grabbing your data and storing it on external servers. And like Blaze said earlier, it's a sandbox, and you had that box and it was sand, and you got your hands in there and it was nothing in there, and you sure that when you got your hands in the sand you didn't pinch yourself or hurt yourself. There was nothing that in there. So when you put your sandbox in there, right, you sandbox your environment to only work how you need it to work, to ensure you remain compliant. And that is, like, there for every problem you think, there's probably going to be a solution, maybe 2 or 3, unless it's something like cancer, HIV, one of those things where, like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's tech world, like, that has already been solved, like, no matter what. Just think of, I guess it's a reprogram of ourselves. Like, if I think about a problem, let me start immediately thinking about the solutions for that problem. Or, like, let me start immediately rewiring myself to start, like, let me explore the solutions for that problem that I came up with, or I think it's a problem, or, that I discovered.
The problems we solve, the bigger and the more established and the more concrete this company will actually be, because, like, if we figure out how to have everything internally and everything is, like, saved and for us, like, no, I don't, how can someone get our information, like, versus if it's somewhere else, like, I feel like I'll always be scared of that. I don't know, like, in the sense of, like, if I have, like, only virtual computers and not anything that's, like, our physical computers, I don't know. I feel like that's even more scary. Like, I think it's a great, like how you're saying it, like it's a great way to use that as your test dummy. I think that's a great way to use that as like your identifier of like certain things that you don't want inside your system. But it's like, don't we ultimately want to have our systems have everything?
Yeah, but that is fundamentally understanding, one, how systems work, and two, again, like ownership and accountability. What is running on that system that I know I'm at peace of mind that it's not like nothing that like if that system goes down and they keep all that data, it's they don't have anything, like
I just can never
that
think about them. Yeah, that part of
that
like it
is
goes down, and now I have to try to figure out everything went down because their thing went down. That
well,
scares
this is why systems architects have jobs, right? Like till today, and this is why systems architect like exists, right? Because they have clients in whatever industries, and they find all these problems, and the systems architect or system, whatever, like it's for them to architect, or a solutions engineer, right? Like these people work together, a systems architect and a solutions engineer. You put those two together, you're in trouble. Like you know what I mean. So like, no matter how you look at it, it's always comes down to understanding. Like it's like me trying to understand medicine, for example, when I'm not a doctor, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh yeah, but what if that doctor like uses that tweezer, right? Like why would I stress about doctor using that tweezer if like I don't know what like.
I mean, like for example, I can give you a use case where like to me the privacy in this being outside is already going to be like a concern slash like how I feel like I'm going to fix it, because like one of the biggest things right now, if we solve this problem, boatload of money happening. Every doctor has a scriber that is in the office with him, going from patient to patient, and is gathering what he said, writing his past medical history, writing his chief complaint, writing the plan that they're going to do, sending the subscription, sending the drugs to the pharmacy, doing all that writing. That's going to get solved. There's no question that there already is inside of some EMRs.
Let me tell you by who. You know who's going to solve that? That doctor who's there day in and day out doing that every day, not somebody who's going to build something for them. That somebody who leaves their shift at 9 p.m. and is like, fuck, I'm tired of dealing with this shit. Like the doctor I posted on my social, on my Instagram, who spent 12, 13 hours at a shift and then went to Claude Code and built something for his next day on his shift. They are going to fix it. Not me. Not like who went to medical school.
Not me.
Not like
I'm going to fix it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to fix it because my world is full of those problems.
You're fixing it after 9 to 12 hours of doing that, of 9 to 12 hours of dealing with that problem, because that's the only way you're really going to fix that problem. I mean, if not muscle top, right? Like good luck.
No, the reason why I'm saying it is because like in my unique scenario, I am the person who has gone all the way and kind of realized that I don't want to do it, but I'm realizing all the problems of why I don't want to do it, and realizing that my entire circle around me is the test sample. Prime example, yesterday, my girlfriend was like, I'm going to do endo. I know what's going to be the struggle here, and it's the calculation, it's the math, it's this and that. Overnight, Claude built us a whole calculator that's going to be embedded inside of our EMR that we're already building from scratch. So it's like, it's those cases when I have the people next to me, my brother, who's the sports medicine doctor, my sister-in-law, who's the emergency medicine, that they don't have the tech aspect to do it. I'm the one going into them and be like, I know this is a problem. Plug this in. Tell me what's breaking. I'm going to sit with you because I have no problem sitting with you. And I understand the language, which is the same thing as like what we were talking about with Lalo. It's the decades of experience, but there's still a big decade that they're missing that they don't even know where to even start with the tech. So it's like,
it's never the same as a person who wants to fix a problem because they don't want to do it, as the person who fixes a problem because I do this every day and that is why I'm fixing it. Like I wholeheartedly like don't, I'm not trying to shut it down, go try and do things. I encourage people to I try and fix problems that are not problems of mine all day, but it always in history, somebody who's have come out and fixed a problem is because they were dealing with that problem themselves. And that's part of, like, again, like dogfooding, right? That concept, like, to me, like, the concept that I just learned recently, and the reason I throw it a lot, is because it goes back to that same thing of like, hey, fix your home first before you try to go fix somebody else's. What does that mean? Like, hey, let me fix little problems for myself first. Proof of concept, they work. I've solved these problems. Let me go now try to solve somebody else's problem. I think that's a better approach, in my opinion, no matter, right? Like you said, even like if you work with like your brother, sister, like that's cool if they're all in, if they're part of the team, right? Not just like that they're giving you 1 or 2 hours on a Saturday so you build a product, you know, like they have to spend, like, are they leaving their job because are they calling out because, like, I want to stay with Roger building this all day, you know, like, are they leaving their job like, dude, are we meeting today? Are they desperate to meet with you to fix that problem? That's who's gonna, like, that's
Those
the
are
only
the
way
people
that's gonna work. Yeah, you know, like, and even if we want to fix the problems because we know, like, oh, this is gonna be benefit you, at the end of the day, if, like, you know, I want to solve problems that my wife deals with at work, at the office, all day. At the end of the day, if she doesn't want to, like, spend the time and, like, doing these things, like, I can have all the solutions of all the systematics and things, like, that if they don't, the person doesn't do it, you know, like, it has to come from them. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the passion has to come from that person who's day in and day out.
That's why the programming tool is going to be, like, has to be well done, you know, like what we're doing with the app for Basecamp, you know. That's a problem for all coaches. Like, you can ask Roger, you have to sit there and program for people, you know, which is I would like something already templated and easier for me so I can just adjust the template, you know, which is super simple. But
and
yeah,
like your template, right? Like, you have an Excel sheet, for example. That's a good case scenario, right? Where you're telling me, hey, Alex, I already send this to people. Like, people already consume this content. That is a perfect scenario. Oh, well, people already want this. Like, how about we give them to them in a different format, charge them for it, and, right, like, find that product market fit.
Here, I'm gonna prove that this is a lot. Ready? I opened Claude as the extension on Chrome with the exercise library, and it couldn't read it. It broke. Thank you. I'll be here all day.
Wait, why did you do it? Sorry, I didn't understand.
I went into Claude and I opened it as an extension on Chrome. So I opened up my Chrome browser and then I told it to read and understand what I had on there in the exercise library.
Share your screen real quick.
Watch this one.
No, I know what you did. Let me show you what we should have done. I got you. Share your screen real quick. And first, we're gonna go to the. Did you download the app? Yeah, you download the app, right? Just go to the app.
This?
No, the actual Claude app. You can forget about the Chrome extension. Like, you're already telling your agents to use Playwright. This is like, the Chrome extension should be like child's play for you if you're already using Playwright, you know, kind of thing. Yes, maximize this. Understanding that Claude has 3 core products. They're at the top, right? You're either coding, you're either working, or you're just chatting, right? Like, that's, if you think about it at the core level, when you go to, like, when people go to work, right? They either go to co-work, they either go to chat, or, you know, figure shit out, code, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see where it says customize on the top left?
Yes.
Or relaunch it. To relaunch it, there's a relaunch button at the bottom. Yeah, restart to update all of that.
While he waits for that, what is the difference between that code and the Claude code, I guess, with vScript that works in your terminal? Right?
Code and Claude code, the CLI is the same thing. Just a different client. That's called a client, by the way. A client is a desktop app, or a client can be the CLI or the mobile app. Those are 3 different clients. Or the browser, right? That's a 4th different client. But at the end of the day, the Claude code in all of those 4 clients is the same Claude code.
Is there any
The
limitations of running it through
Yeah,
terminal? Is that like the same as like OpenClaw versus like
no, that
doing it here?
the limitation is running it on your phone. You have to figure out how to remote control to your computer to get that to work on the code base on your computer. Otherwise, you would have to be working out of GitHub, out of a repo, not out of the code base on the computer.
All right, I'm good here.
Yeah, it's not something I would. Again, it's not something I would stress. Like, let it make sense whenever it needs to make sense, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So here, there's an example. Okay, perfect example. Look, you see where it says select folder? This is what I meant about giving Claude access to whatever folder you're working on. You have to be, like giving them access to this. But no, cancel this.
Great question with this. When you're doing it in OpenClaw, should you tell them, hey, only work from this folder?
You're cutting out, Raj.
Testing. Better? No.
Better.
What I was saying was that when you were doing, because you brought up the browser there and it was like the first folder, when you start initiating it, should you be like, hey, from this folder, move forward only, or just have access to everything? Or did you configure anything specific to that, Alex?
It depends on the task that the agent's working. For example, if the agent is going to need a picture that is on my downloads or desktop, then yes, I'm going to instruct the agent to, like, hey, you have to go to desktop. You have to, bypass whatever you're working on. But if, for example, the agent doesn't have to leave their workforce, their workspace, you can just tell them, hey, only work in this workspace. Do not, but you can be strict about it. Yeah. Where it says.
Yes. I don't know.
Yes, it is.
No, it's code.
No, cowork. Do cowork.
Code work.
Get started. Yeah. See, you haven't even set up cowork. And most of the stuff you are doing, Blaze, is co-working stuff. It's not really like you said, it's not really software development. Yeah, select all, start all three.
You have to restart.
I think so. You see where it says, let me see, the little plus, Blaze, right there, the plus. Skills, manage skills. Hold on. There's not an Excel connect browse plugins maybe. Do browse? No, browse right there. The browse plugin.
Excel.
Okay, hold on. Excel, yeah. Exit then. Go back. Let me read this. No, let me just read this one. See, these are all plugins. Look. Engineering, human resources. Go down. Keep going down. Apollo, legal, finance, product management, data, productivity, sales.
Data's probably a good one.
Yeah. Open a new tab. Yeah. Open.
Connectors. Add a connector. You want me to add a connector? Big data.
It's on connectors. So nothing in Excel.
Nothing in Excel.
It says navigate to the Claude for Excel listing on Microsoft. 1 second, it's loading it for me.
Getting Figma too. I didn't have Figma set up.
Yeah. Bro, I should show you my connect.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Afterwards, the document is still there. It was introduced on Sonnet 4.6.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I broke it. Rod,
Oh,
you know
I
what
got
I'm
it.
talking about?
I got it. No, it's it's a plugin in Excel, bro. I'm an idiot. Hold on. I knew I could find it. Yes. I just shared it in the chat.
In the WhatsApp chat.
Oh, right here. Oh, I guess I can share it there too.
Whatever you want, bro.
I shared it both.
All right, we go. This one?
Yeah.
Because I have it on Google Sheets.
No. Open Excel. You don't have Excel?
I have a Mac. I use Sheets.
Mac has Excel. You can go to the App Store and download it.
But I think you got to pay for it, no?
I think maybe, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, you got to pay for Excel. So, yeah. Did you close the terminal? Did you close the terminal? You need to restart your OpenClaw terminal. Well, no, but you can /new and it should open up a new one. Like here on mine, I just do like this /new and it'll oh.
Is there a specific command to restart? Is that the reset gateway thing?
So
I have.
Have you
So
turned them on and off?
Paperclip needs to have a running terminal with Paperclip running. That's different than OpenClaw. So Emily's not answering you, is what you're saying?
Yeah, but I never had a terminal open when I was talking to her.
No, that's different because that's the OpenClaw.
Wait, so how did you set her up? You go back to that. You go every time she breaks, you have to go back to how you set her up. Before she was not working. She was not working at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if there's like a start terminal or like a start command that I'm supposed to use, or
No,
it should be like an
go back
OpenClaw run
to the same place where you set her up the first time, and you.
which was in terminal. I went in terminal and downloaded it, and then, but I've only really done this because I've been sending screenshots to Claude. Claude is the one who did it all.
Okay, so Command N on terminal. If you just to start a new terminal, right? And I believe he's got to do run. No, Alex? Like OpenClaw run.
I have to Google it because I don't know. Mine.
Just Claude. Roger.
I'm at the point mine doesn't break wrong.
Roger, you should probably just just Claude the question. Just say, I need to
That's why I'm asking you guys, because I'm now, it's telling me different things.
No,
what is it telling you?
So here, Rod, share your screen real quick. I'll guide you when this
History,
happens. Rod, share your screen real quick. I got you. When this happens, I'll show you what to do real quick. You can do it from the Claude app, actually.
Okay, hold on, because I'm on a different computer, so I need to go on that. The WhatsApp, you send it on that other one, right? The Riverside one.
What? No, I sent something for Excel for.
No. You're good. I'm talking about how to get into this call that we're on.
Oh, yes. Here, I can share.
Allow. I got it. Allow.
It's it should be something like PM2 restart OpenClaw on terminal. But anyways, that is crazy. You guys have been amazing. I have to terminate the call. because
Hold on, let me turn this on real quick. Give me like
2.5. Alex,
please
by the
select
way,
the
thank you
option.
guys for being here. This helps a lot.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that.
Okay,
We're cloned.
so,
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Open Claude. You see right there, the middle one, Claude.
Top,
Yep.
yeah.
Open a new Claude code thing on the top. Code, the top. Yep. You're gonna open a new session. Yeah, we are in a new session. Sorry. Yep. I think we're already. Remove the little thing, the Riverside share is sharing, so I can. Yeah. I did. Oops. You're gonna select the folder and you're gonna open up the OpenClaw folder on the. Yep.
Choose a different folder.
Yeah.
And search for OpenClaw. That's your computer.
Yeah. Find the OpenClaw folder. Yeah. Go here. Go
The
to
bottom one. Oh,
where it says the purple folder on the top. Search this Mac. Click that. The search this Mac. No. Yeah. Exit that. Go back. Yeah. Mac. Rico's MacBook Air. Yeah. So this is the root of your computer. Then users. Then Rico. Okay. So it's nowhere here. How about documents maybe or?
just search for it.
Now,
so
it's probably downloads. No, but let's because.
But if you search for it and you right click it and you say show folder, it'll tell you. Oh, that's right there. It's right there. Right there. OpenClaw, Paperclip. Yeah.
No, that's not it. Go back to the first home folder. No, it's not. It's not definitely there. Don't touch.
I can tell you it's probably minus.
So right here where it says users, expand this the user. Yeah. No, the user. Sorry, your name, Rico. Yeah. Yeah. Open.
I mean, this is where I've been telling her to save the majority of the stuff. So I don't know if it's here, but I misspelled it though.
No, keep going like that. Let me see all these. So go back to Claude then. Interesting. Go back to Claude. Let me when this happens like that, we're like you should know we're kind of this, but yeah, go back. Hit it the select folder again and hit it the.
Everything is in the projects.
Just choose your projects folder. Yep. Give it that root. No, just that one. No, just projects. But this is. Are you sure that everything's no? Give it the home folder. Go back again. Choose a different, and then go back. This. Give it this folder. Just give it this folder. Yes. We're not gonna prompt it to do anything. Just be like, hey, can you find where my OpenClaw gateway instance is running? Where my OpenClaw gateway. OpenClaw one word, by the way, whenever, but it's not a big deal. Just you can just do it one word. No, you don't have to OpenClaw gateway one word too. Instance is running locally. And here, do me a favor. Open a browser tab real quick in your browser before you send this. Open a browser tab. And open a new tab. Do localhost. No, one word. Don't separate it. One word. Localhost. Yeah. Column at the end. No. Localhost column. The two dots. No, the column, two dots. Yep. What is it? Localhost column. 18789. Yeah. Enter.
Are you trying to get into this?
Your OpenClaw dashboard. Have you guys even seen the OpenClaw dashboard? The actual dashboard? The native.
You don't want to.
Huh?
You don't want to.
Why?
It's so complicated.
They've actually made it better, but just copy that. Whatever 18789, you got the right number. Just copy, put it back in the chat, and yeah, trust, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's not gonna load. It's not running. You can just because she's off, so she took a
You
break.
gotta go to the terminal,
She's on,
and
no,
then
right there's fine. Go back to Claude. It's the same thing. Terminal and this is the same thing. I'm making it easier for.
Gotcha.
Well, can you find where the directory is? Like, can you just find the directory?
I think you just need to try this on the terminal.
It's the same thing, bro. Yeah, it's literally the same thing.
Just yell at the computer and say restart yourself.
There you go. It's gonna find it. It's gonna watch.
Well, that's why I told it to update itself, and then I told it to restart itself, and then it turned off, and then I know how to turn back on.
But you were just supposed to tell her update yourself, not restart.
Yeah. Can you ask her? Are you there? Just ask her. Are you there?
I found it. Hold on. Go back. No, it's not. He said it's off, right? Yeah. No, it's not. Yeah. She would have answered already if she's back. It queues the message, so it's
not for me.
So you have to configure that because it should queue the messages.
So mine queues the messages, but it just doesn't reply.
Well, yeah, if it doesn't reply because it's broken, whenever it comes back up, it should respond to those. Unless you have it off to not do that.
Got it.
There you go. So wait, config directory. Interesting. So copy that where it says config directory. No, where it says config directory. Yeah, just copy that config directory. Copy it. Open a new session. No new session. Folder. Open the Rico AI. No. Choose different. Yep. On the top where it says Rico AI. Actually, do me a favor. Click at the bottom left of your machine where where you see the water and the blue. No, the water, like the blue. The water. No, like, yep. Now hit go at the top where it says, no, click it again and hit go on the top. Go to folder. Paste that, whatever the folder that I gave you. Users Rico. Oh, but it's hitting under the dot. Okay, got it. Hit that folder, the first one. No, the first one. Yeah.
There it is.
Do me a favor. Interesting. Why is he hiding it? Very interesting. This is interesting approach. I have to look into this. Okay, so now go back to the Claude app. You go back to that same where you
key.
Yeah. Hit the Rico on the top. No, right there where you are. Actually, hold on. Let me. How to show?
What if you start? Look, go to
a control. There was something that showed.
Yeah, one second. I got you.
I put something on the chat. You could probably try that on the terminal, just directly on the terminal.
Do Command Shift and then period. Right there where you are, where you're gonna select the folder.
No.
Let me see. No, where you're gonna no, not
OpenClaw.
No,
Go down. Right there.
Yeah, open this folder. Yeah, open it. Just open the folder. Boom. And then be like, hey, no. Erase that. Don't send that. Be like, hey, my agent's down. Can you start the server locally?
The server. Oh, never mind.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's so big. But yeah, like.
So this is now your
Simmering.
assistant inside of Terminal. So if I'm talking in here, I'm doing Terminal, but already talking with Claude, so I don't have to screenshot.
Let me, Rob. I'm a very technical person too, so I understand how your brain immediately goes very technical. Let me simplify it for you. Look at the top. Do always for this project. Always for this project local at the bottom. No, at the bottom. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Down. There you go.
Yep.
Just-
Always for the yep. Yeah. No. Okay. Remember, Claude has three. Do it again. 3 main products. At the top, they show you which are those. Don't click them because you're in here. Chat, co-work, and code. We literally just said, like, even if you go to an office, you either go to chat with your coworkers, you go to co-work when you're actually co-working. Is like, hey, yo, did you finish that Excel? I'm waiting for that Excel, bro. Hurry up, send it. Like that's co-working, right? Or code, right? Where like, hey, we're like kind of have to meet because we have to figure these problems, right? Where you're, figuring stuff. So if you're like the agent's broken, you're figuring code, you go to code. If you're co-working because you're working on Excel sheets, emails, you go to co-work. If you go to chat because, hey, I'm not specifically working on something, I'm just chatting. I have to figure, have to figure out if we're going to co-work or if we're going to code, then you go chat, Yeah.
Probably good that you tell Claude, like, hey, teach me how to use each one, the chat, the co-work, and the code.
Yes. It's probably best if everybody, like what Blaze is doing, starts in chat. And then you eventually start figuring out, oh, okay, now I got to go to co-work for this. Got to go to code for this. Yeah. And it's just those 3. It's not that, like,
Oh, there it is.
Boom. So open this, copy this.
You can ask it, too. Is Emily running?
No, not yet. Now Emily should respond, too, or she should have already responded. It says the agent should be back online. So you should go back to... There you go.
Yep.
Oh, she's there. She's there.
It should always respond that why it comes down, and then, yeah.
Let's go.
We learned so much today. We have learned so much today. Thank you so much for this, Alex. Honestly, bro.
By the way, Raj, you see that chat? You see that chat? That's number 3 right there. Number 3, it says start with a /new. No, in that chat that you're reading, in the Emily chat. Okay, you say it says /new. If you go to Emily by herself and you put /new, she restarts like the conversation and everything that you were talking about, but it keeps the memory of everything you spoke about. So you can start new and it'll start a new session.
I don't personally do that.
You don't have to, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to. That's like
just when it bugs out on me, I do it. I've done it like twice since I got it, and that's it.
Yes, that's a perfect. That's the one scenario you would do it if it bugs out on you. Yeah, you wanna. It basically compacts the window, but like they said, it'll still remember everything. It just compacts it. Like, it kind of like your day goes by. Like you compact your memory window from yesterday, the day before, and so on. I was gonna show you like the link that it gave you, the 127 numbers. You want to open that in a browser and share your screen real quick, and then we can wrap it up.
You broke it.
And remember, now that she's back up, you should just tell Emily what to do.
So, if I understand this correctly, because Roger put Emily on the chat, I can also use Emily for research for me.
Yes, technically. Copy that. I was out of tokens yesterday. That's the only reason I was using her, to show you guys how to use it, pretty much, because I was out of usage. I had to get a second subscription, dude. It's crazy. Copy the URL on the top.
Paste it.
Oh, no, it already has the URL. Sorry, go back to that window and then copy the unauthorized gateway token missing, blah, 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 the error message that I gave you. Yeah. Copy that and then give it to Claude right there, the Claude app. Yep.
What is that doing?
Watch. The thing is broken, so it's gonna fix.
So usually my online OpenClaw is usually down. I don't even use it.
I would. I think it gives you a different POV on the actual OpenClaw software itself, and it helps you understand OpenClaw versus Paperclip, and it helps you really understand hey, this versus that. Roger, I'm just curious. Go back and it tells you to paste that. Yeah. No, the top one, your gateway token. The top. Yeah. In Safari, yeah, right there, the token, yeah. Connect.
Wait. How did you do that one? Because I have the same problem.
You go to same thing. You open. There you go. This is your real OpenClaw dashboard, by the way. Like, go to your agents right here. No,
sorry.
oh, sorry. No, you're good. You're good. Oh, I see how you. No, you're gonna have to authenticate again and do all of that too.
Okay, so that only does it inside of each browser that you're in. So because I did it here, it took it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a token. So that this browser has a gateway token. So try to put the same one. It might work. Blaze, you can do this too if you need to do it. Fix it.
Is it on code or co-work or chat?
This would be code because you're configuring the code. It's like kind of breaking. So there you go. Yeah.
Okay, what were you gonna tell me, Alex?
Go to the agents folder right there. Just close. Yeah, close agents.
This is the stuff that blew me away when I started to see these files and to like understand this. That there's an identity, there's a heartbeat, there's like all of this stuff.
Yeah,
it was wild.
And see, this is cool that like you can make content with this and it blurs it out, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this really go play with it. I mean, this will help you really understand OpenClaw. This is like the UI of it, right? Like
Wait, help me out. I gotta do the same thing. Hold on.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, let me stop sharing so you can share.
All right, hold on. I gotta do this real quick. Boom. Let me do that real quick, and then we can be done, so we can finish this. Okay, but I'm here.
You guys can do this after.
I'm here. Copy this.
You have to open a Claude code. You can do it in the terminal since that's where you were doing it. You can just do it in like whatever you want to do it. Yeah.
I can do it here.
See, let's do it on the terminal, right? So right now you're in the home folder. No. No, you have to. Yeah, close. That's easier. Figure out where your folder is. The OpenClaw folder is real quick first.
Right here. So.
Oh, yeah, it is. Here, go. Actually, it is. Go to CD space like CD like a little CD. Like the things kids will have to use these days. / literally
CD.
just copy CD space space and then / and then just copy the top user Blazeland OpenClaw. Yeah. But no, you have to do a space before. No, you have to do a space before the CD. No, the CD has you have to remove that space. There's a space. CD space / and then well, you don't have to do / because you're gonna copy the. Yeah, now you're gonna have double. So.
It's like that.
No
such file.
CD space and then just paste. Hold on, but hear me out. CD space. Don't do anything. Go copy. No.
My bad.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Just CD space and don't do anything.
CD space.
Okay. Now, before you do anything, hear the whole statement I'm going to make. You're going to copy from users all the way until OpenClaw only. Like no further from. You can copy the / after it, but no after that. The first OpenClaw. The first OpenClaw.
The first.
Yeah.
Right here.
Perfect.
Right
cool.
there.
Send it. Enter.
Send it.
Cool. Now here you do Claw. Once you're in that folder. Okay, let me give you what you just did. You just walked into the table. You just sat down at the table where the OpenClaw project is being worked.
You walked in that room and sat at the table.
Yes, you're in that forgery table where they're working on. You just walked in that room or that table.
Right.
You just sat down there. Now what do? Now that you're in the room, you call Claude. Hey Claude, you just write Claude. No, just Claude. I just said like you call like I hypothetically like call it like you summon it. Yes, I trust this folder. Hi.
Make this bigger, so we can see it all.
I mean, it's going to be relevant to like terminal windows.
Hi.
Yes. And
So
now you
we're
paste
running
that.
Cloud
Now,
Code terminal.
now you paste that. Yeah, you can just leave it small because it's relevant as a terminal window. So this is as big as it's gonna kind of get the window itself. Yeah, paste that and copy paste it there.
There.
Yeah. And look at this. You can have side conversations with Claude. Type in / by the way / by the way, like BTW, like BTW.
Huh?
You will have to give me access token. Like sometimes you can prompt Claude to do stuff, and if immediately I forgot. By the way, you're gonna have to do this. This is how you would do that.
This is the gateway token here. What do I do with this?
Oh, I already gave it to you. Fucking yeah, genius, amazing.
Yo, is it bad that we have this live on this call? Are we supposed to reset this after this call?
No,
we don't know.
only access to your local network, so it doesn't matter.
So connect it?
Yes, the only way. No, you have to paste the token above, top. Up. Yeah, where's this token?
Got it. Okay. Got it. All right. So there's cron jobs here. I can have cron jobs on here.
Yeah, it should be the same ones. If they're not configured here, then you're
like scheduled task on your computer.
Yeah, but you can do that with dispatch now too. Yeah.
I'm gonna have questions forever, bro.
Yeah, you can just tell dispatch, hey, set up a cron job in OpenClaw or yourself, or it's.
So what did we just do? Did we just open up the dashboard on OpenClaw?
Yeah, the dashboard helps you really understand from A to Z what OpenClaw does and all the little pieces and components that go to it. Yeah, that's like just really you going through the entire left side, and each page on the left side, each one of them. The main one I would say that you might want to understand is the channels. How OpenClaw in the dashboard helps you understand the security layers of a chat on WhatsApp or on Telegram or on Discord or on iMessage, and each channel, how it's stored, and you can literally configure each agent based on the channel that they're in.
Except for WhatsApp, because it only has one channel. Each conversation.
I believe that is correct. WhatsApp is groups, which is groups or direct messages. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no channels. You can have multiple groups. So, for example, we have the Blaze Camp group, and I can have like a group of my family, and I can tell it, hey, go in this group, and it has to know that specific group.
Yeah.
So but you can see it in the dashboard there. Once you start configuring all those different channels, groups, like they'll appear there, and you'll see what has access to what. You can limit it there. And
too much. All right, my brain is fried. I'm gonna go. But you guys have been amazing. Raj, do you have a question?
Yeah. Can you have multiple agents? No, two questions. So when you were talking about the command thing there, can you have multiple agents within that Claw dashboard? Should you use that, or should you be having different OpenClaw dashboard per agent?
That's a good question. So the gateways, you only separate the gateways. For example, for my scenario yesterday, where I have development gateway and I have an infrastructure gateway. But again, my business needs demand it right now. I wouldn't go out of the box and configure two gateways. Get to that point, and then do that where you have to separate the gateways. Yes, but it's a valid observation. Yes, there is a scenario where you start scaling.
I mean, I can say, for example, like when I learned right at the beginning that I now have to think about explaining relationships, explaining this group right here has a different relationship than a new client relationship. So when I'm like trying to identify, like, can she know if we go into Google Chats, which has always been my communication portal with my clients? This is an established client. There is certain rules and metrics that only you can do in this channel. If I'm bringing you into WhatsApp, that's a different personality. That's a different relationship that I have with these people. Scenario, us here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Open the channels tab in the dashboard, and yes, you can literally control all of this in that tab, or by just chatting with your agent. Remember, people work different ways, right? Some people are still not used to the configuring stuff, chatting with my agent, so they have to still go to the dashboard and click buttons.
You can tell your agent, Emily, on WhatsApp, and she'll build it for you.
She'll just configure it for you. Or yes, you can go to this channels in the dashboard and configure it hand by hand yourself, each one. Like, because yes, there's some stuff that you may not trust Emily to do because, hey, like, you may need to plan that stuff still, or like this, I'm still figuring this out. But yeah, there's stuff that will be manual. There's stuff that will be just still your agents. But it would, like, that specific that you're saying, like, oh, my clients are in Google Meets and it's only really clients there, I don't have anybody else, then you would direct your agents, no jokes, no, only corporate, only formal, like whatever you need to, like.
Yeah. Same thing. Like, I haven't been able to connect that one yet because I tried and it was really complicated. But like, I'm assuming it's very similar to Slack in the way you have it used. And like, why I love chats is because you have the project and you can have the thread. So then it's like not one big massive, just conversation thread, but it's just like project one. Everything that has to be related with project one, have it in that conversation. So it's a lot easier to just, like, I guess, linearly know what the heck we're talking about, not everything at once. Does it work like that for you on Slack? Like, do you have them kind of talking in specific, or is just like one big thing? Is that
No.
important to you at all?
Yes, each agent has their dedicated channel. Yeah, it's like, yeah, each agent has their channel that, like, each project has a channel, and each project happens to also have a lead primary engineer that happens to work on that channel because that's his workspace. But it doesn't mean I cannot task the lead engineer of this project to go work on another project. But it will also know that, like, it needs to work and follow the context and rules for that project. So yeah, it's really treating these agents like you gotta really get dystopian as fucking start treating them like people.
Yeah.
Like, each agent on an individual level. I mean, you just saw the dashboard. You can set up identities, characters, souls.
But just to give you an idea, like, Raj, the simplicity of what Alex is telling you is, I created in my head with the wording that we put out in just trying to brain dump what I wanted out of an ad creative agent. And then I told Sparks, my agent, hey, spin up another agent under you who's an ad creative, and we can pull it at any time. His name or her name is Jackie. And then the agent created all of that for me. I don't have to go into the dashboard to create another agent. So just like how Alex was training your agent by just chatting with it, it's the same way. You just grab your agent and you chat with it.
So at what point do we separate those sub-agents from our already one? Does that make sense? Like, why leave? What would you say your name was?
Company segmentation. So you have a company, you don't need to separate your agents within the company. They all communicate. That's why you have them within that company, within that ecosystem. And then you create another company and you can create a second ecosystem. But what he's saying, what Alex is saying is there's so many ways to build this that if you haven't created the problem yet and it hasn't came up, you probably shouldn't try to focus on the solution to a problem you don't have.
I would just let these problems come up. Like,
solve them as they're coming.
Yes.
Like the engravement is, to me, okay, well, before I couldn't hire 100 people. Now I can, but now that I can hire 100 people, I have a new problem. What is that?
You got to train 100 people.
I have to find work for these 100 people.
You have to find work for them. And you got to train them.
Well, yeah, but that comes with the work, but first I have to find work for them.
Yeah, but that's what dog fooding is.
Yes, if I don't have work for them, how am I gonna
Prove it.
like or even want to build these agents if like I don't have work for them? So a lot of that, it also comes down to like priorities first, right? You gotta have to first have the work, which is what the agents are gonna do, and then you decide what agent does that work, and you go from there, and then you iterate. Work, find agents, do the work, iteration. Same thing, and then but you can't go back to, oh, let me create a new agent if you don't have work for that agent, like it's like saying, oh, even it's like in the real world, if you were a billionaire, let's say you just inherited money and you hired a bunch, this is what happened to people. They inherit money, they can now start a business, they start business, but they didn't have it in them to run a business or to like how to guide people or to like, like, or operate, right, a business. And like, it really comes down at the level to like, I want to operate this and this is what I got to do. And I know this got to get done. So I'm going to go do that thing that has to get done. Signal to noise ratio. You can look this up. Kevin O'Leary talked about it on a podcast recently, where you have to find the 3 things that you have to get done in your company over the next 18 hours, and you have to make sure that they get done. Everything else is noise. You have to figure that out. That's part of like that ownership accountability, right? And you have to give the agents that work, right? Like make sure that that the work, there's always work for them, and like, and yeah, like my example right now, I had to get a second Cloud Code subscription, right? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm identifying. That could be another thing is like, how do you prevent them from bottlenecking themselves? And that's going to be like the next problem. It's like once they start working with each other, if one breaks, why can't it break? We can max out tokens. We learned that on the first day, right? Like we maxed out the API. I did it in the first day. So then it was like, well, what can be the default on that? And it's like, if that were to happen, and I already have an entire infrastructure of people getting used to, like with the second day, I created 15 group chats on WhatsApp, and I just threw her in onto all my clients.
Hold on though. Are you APIing and using tokens because of Go High Level?
No. She's running. I learned that already. She's doing it with the Cloud Code now. But is that what you were asking?
No, I'm asking what were you APIing?
I originally set it up with the API because I didn't know that you could do it with the subscription.
So you were burning tokens because it was doing the API pull from that.
Yeah. I spent like $30, and then at that point we spoke, and then you told me about and then I changed it.
Do you understand in the basic levels of like, when would you use your subscription versus when would you use API? API comes in place when you build a product to offer services for that product, with that product. So you're building.
We can use an example, transcription. Let's use the one that we talked about earlier, the scribe one.
Transcription to scribe. Let me even simplify it super for you. Like, what you cannot do is go buy 100 Cloud Code subscriptions and create an application and pass that on to your customers. You're breaking their policy. That's why the API, this is why they offer the API product for that type of user. Like, you go from me using my Cloud Code subscription for me, and now I created a product that needs this subscription.
It needs a brains.
But because that's a product, it's a consumer product, the subscription is no longer in their policy, and you're breaking terms. You have to now use the other product, which is API. I'm just trying to explain, why would you use API? Is if you are building a product that you need to, it's a consumer. If you're building a consumer product that uses their service.
Thank you for that.
Something's like that simple. Oh, because then you're like, well, I'm not doing that. Like, oh, I'm building a product with their services, but I'm not giving people, so I don't need that. Like, so you only think of APIs when your product, the user is going to use Claude or whatever their service. That's when you start thinking of these APIs.
But if we're going to do it internally for our own company, we just package it in with the subscription.
Correct. Or like, yes. Yeah, if we're doing internally, yeah, it's internal work. But even then, like, right, I'm in the case where I could say, oh no, I'm gonna go the API route for this second account that I need to supplement. fuck no, I'm gonna go with the second subscription because I'm gonna get the most out of it.
cheaper.
You know, yeah, it's cheaper. And now I look at it as a good problem to have. Now I bottleneck. I've solved my bottleneck problem because there's revenue to get a second Cloud Code subscription. Now what happens? I gotta go find work for this second Cloud Code subscription and make it sustain and like so that in 1 month or 2 months from today, I can still say we have 2 Cloud Code subscriptions running, you know, like and not just go back to one, you know. That's where I'm at right now, you know. So and that's the problems, right? Like the problem right now, bottleneck. I fixed it. It's gonna cost another problem because I gotta find that work. If I don't find the work, I got another problem. I gotta cancel that, you know. And that's where. But what Blaze said, just let these problems come up.
Right. Right. All right, my guys. Thank you very much for everybody's time. I love you guys. You guys have been amazing. I think that this is gonna be an amazing long form YouTube video.
Yeah.
Mine's
right.
still down a couple of times to send me the footage, please.
You got it.
Oh, can we start doing that on a drive every call? Just put it on a drive.
Put it on a Google Drive.
Yeah, that way we have our.
I don't
own
think I can
agent-
upload this big of a file. I'll upload it to YouTube, and then you can download it from there if you want.
I can give you a shared drive that has plenty of storage.
Okay. Yeah, let me know, and then I'll put it whatever. All right. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. Thank you very much, Mr.
way,
Well, actually,
Bitcoin is up 27%.
Did you buy stock on Cloud Code?
I said, Bitcoin is up 27%. No, Moonshot just gave me an alert. I'm just trolling. I thought it was funny. It made me laugh. So, Bitcoin. Like, how many times have we tried to do Bitcoin, dude, or Asscoin or whatever, like shitcoin or whatever?
Oh my
All right,
God!
folks.
All right, boys. See you guys. Thank you.
Later, man. Take care,
Thank you.
guys.